Moonsault! Oh my God! Nia Jax up high! Nia Jax slammed to the mat! Danny Basham whipping Bradshaw into the corner. Look out! Oh my God! Clothesline from hell! Oh God! Off the second. Oh! Back body drop through the table! Flair trying to hold on. Exploder! From the top rope! Oh, Kennedy, come on. Wait a minute. A plunge! That plunge from the top of the ladder. Orange goes for nine. And
Oh no! God almighty! Have mercy on this kid's soul!
oh my God! That is it. That is it. Austin's not getting up. Dawkins making his own Mania memory. Oh, no! Are you kidding me?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
20.
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to glorious Las Vegas, Nevada. On this Feel Good Friday, April 18, 2025, this program begins now.
WrestleMania!
Is what the entire world is talking about. And I have the distinct honor and privilege to be the one to say, welcome to the greatest weekend in the history of Sin City, baby!
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Shut it down. The career's more at stake when you in your prime. Stack that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a piece of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. What I'm sipping, I kombucha, either pink or brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the you right now. Oh my God, that baby, well alright, tryna fight in the night.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Hell yeah, welcome to WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada. The eats are in abundance already because what's about to happen in this city over the next few days is going to be something that is talked about for the rest of our entire lives. Legends are going to be created, stories are going to develop, people's hearts are going to break, and dreams are going to come true. The greatest spectacle in the history of sports has landed in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are so incredibly lucky to be here. Now, as you see, the folks have showed up here at WWE World here at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and if you are near, come by. This is a great community to be a part of. We celebrate the hell out of what we all love, which is professional wrestling from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. That's what WrestleMania weekend is, and it is great to be here. Now, obviously the desk looks a little bit empty. Need to introduce some of my friends, some of my co-hosts. Today, at WrestleMania, a man that I sit at a commentary desk next to every Monday night, the greatest of all time, the voice of the WWE, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole. Big pop for Cole. Michael Cole getting big pops. Michael Cole chant, brother, at WrestleMania?
Hey, I want to thank all you guys for supporting me. I'm pretty proud because this year marks year number 28 of being a commentator in WrestleMania.
You should take a lot of pride in that. That's a record, obviously, and I'll tell you, you're also undefeated at WrestleMania.
As are you.
Bingo!
Asterisk, but you are undefeated.
Who else is here for this particular show at WWE World in Las Vegas, Michael Cole?
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorites of all time, great defensive back in the NFL. You see him weekly, or daily actually, on the Pat McAfee Show. Please welcome Darius Butler, D-Bot.
Oh yeah, big pop for D-Bot. He's taking the tractor another round. Great to see you, D-Bot. D-Bot was a part of an NXT run. A lot of people forget. He was in there battling for me.
Also, WWE superstar on WWE 2K24. Don't you ever forget it.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. He is a WWE 2K24.
Worst part of my life, having to voice those games.
Did a great job. 28 years? Hey, congrats. Bro.
Congrats,
That's awesome,
appreciate
man.
it.
That's awesome. Big time.
We got some really special guests, though, for the table.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming back and coming down from heaven to grace us with his presence for this show, none other than the Hall of Famer, the bad guy, Razor Ramon.
Okay. Okay. Are we sure of that?
I don't think that's actually Razor Ramon. They're saying Connor. That's not how you do it, but I love what you did there, Razor.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. You look like you're in great shape, brother.
Hey, Chico.
Okay.
Been working out. Got a survey for the people.
Oh, yeah.
How many people came to Vegas for the Pat McAfee Show? That's another one for the bad guys, Pat.
All right, survey says. Who else we got?
So we have
Michael?
another special guest. He's one of the most controversial superstars today. In fact, he'll be a part of the triple threat main event of WrestleMania Saturday. He is the Second City Saint, CM Punk. What? Of course, these guys are paying tribute to everyone. Jacked.
Punk.
An immediate boo as this particular CM Punk showed his face. Big weekend for you, CM Punk. Big weekend.
People love me, Pat, and Saturday night when the wise man is in my corner and I win the triple threat match, people are going to love me even more.
Yeah, you're right. Main event, CM Punk. That's this weekend, and thank you for paying tribute. You look really good.
Thank you.
Hair, just like him.
Perfect.
Yeah. Tape.
Perfect.
Who else? There's one more microphone, Michael Cole.
Yeah, perhaps one of, if the not the greatest performer in the history of WrestleMania. In fact, WrestleMania probably exists because of this man. Ladies and gentlemen, the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Hulkamaniacs, dude! Right here, thank you! Come on, baby! Let's go, it's Mania season! Hey, fuck you too, dude! You fucking mark! Yeah, baby! I wasn't going to go right away, dude! Come on, brother! How you doing, Pat? Great to see you.
How you doing, Hulkster?
Doing damn good.
Hey, it looks like you've been drinking a little too much of that real American beer.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the greatest American Pilsner you're going to find out there. It's hard not to have 6, 12, 18, 24 tonight. Cole, come on, brother.
How come these people are booing you out here? Is that Michael Cole getting booed, baby?
It sounds like Michael Cole's maybe getting booed. I don't know. Hey, listen, these marks come out here. They get all excited. You know, it's Mania season. I get it. Show me some goddamn respect, dude. Especially you, brother. I see you, brother. We'll get back to these people past Mania season. And I'm the GOAT. So, you know, it's a great time coming back home.
Well, thank you for joining us, legends, all-stars, WWE fan, Darius J. Butler, and WWE superstar. And there, Michael Cole, we'll lead with you in this thing. This weekend has the chance to be the most iconic weekend in the history of Las Vegas. For people that might be watching at home that don't fully understand why this convention center is packed out at 9 a.m. local in Las Vegas, Nevada. 9 a.m., might as well be 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in most cities here. They're packed out because wrestling is awesome, but what are they expecting out of this weekend, you think, Cole?
The weekend, it starts today at WWE World. SmackDown's down the street at T-Mobile. We have the kickoff show getting underway at 2 o'clock local, which Pat and I host. The Hall of Fame tonight, where we celebrate the best in the industry. Triple H will go into the Hall of Fame tonight. Pat and I have the honor of hosting that.
Hell yeah.
Countdown shows tomorrow, and of course WrestleMania Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday. So many massive matches, including John Cena's final WrestleMania match versus Cody Rhodes on Sunday. If you're only a casual fan of sports entertainment, professional wrestling,
still a lot of Let's Go Cena.
Yeah, there are, dude.
A lot of Let's Go Cena.
I think there's a lot of Let's Go Cena's because I think the Cena fans potentially say, you know what John Cena's been saying to us has been accurate. It's been right. Maybe we should be a little bit nicer to him. Ain't that right, Razor Ramon?
I mean, I don't see why not. These people have completely taken advantage of everything John Cena's done. I see a bunch of people out here, a bunch of ungrateful WWE fools who took for granted. Look at this guy in the big hat. That guy's a fool. Look at that thing. That guy reeks of, hey, I don't care and I don't appreciate what John Cena does.
Yeah, but I think the Let's Go Cena was a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was fully Cena sucks because D-Bud, I don't know if you know this, Michael Cole has been trying to piss on John Cena ever since John Cena said he hated the fans.
And I hate that, Coach. I don't think Cena's told one lie, and I think the fans deserve everything that they're getting from Cena. And I hope, I don't. Actually, I do. I hope he does ruin wrestling.
What?
Yeah, I hope he ruins it.
How?
I hope he ruins it.
Don't do this, people, brother.
I hope he ruins it.
Why
I'm
would
going to
you-
enjoy it.
Why would you want that?
I'm going to enjoy it because I respect John Cena. I respect everything he's done.
Hell yeah.
And I love you guys pissed him off thinking that shit was funny. It wasn't.
It was.
He was pissed off. So he finally turned after 2.5 decades of pouring his heart and soul in his business. And
John
Cole, I
Cena,
hate what you do to him
it
when
was
you're up
funny when I said where when you came out. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed hard. I thought everybody thought it was fun. I thought you were providing us happiness and funny times. Then he was saying he was disrespected by it. Come on, John. Come on, John. This is your friend.
I've known John Cena for 25 years, and the thing is I will never go back on the fact that I believe he's the greatest of all time. He is the GOAT.
Well,
for so many different reasons. So many different reasons. However, for John Cena to blame the fans,
Watch
Pat,
your words,
the fans
Cole.
have put millions and millions of dollars in his pocket, made him the star who he is today,
He's earned it.
and turned their back on them.
You just did a greatest of all time conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who has been thrusted into the GOAT conversation since the first day he came into this industry. He's a former football player, but whenever he took over the WWE, he knew immediately this was his land, this was his world, this was his show, this was the company he would carry through the hardest time in the history of our industry. There's no fans, there's no tickets. What do we need? We need a hero, we need a savior, we need our tribal chief. Ladies and gentlemen, Roman. A lot of ones to the sky at 9 a.m. in a convention center in Las Vegas for the original, the official, our Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Good to be here, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. They're not gonna let us work, huh?
I know. This sounds better than anything I could sing. Not you. Obviously, you could speak much better than this, but for me...
I sing like a bird. I got a beautiful voice.
I bet you do. I bet you do, our Tribal Chief. With that being said, congrats on everywhere you go, everything you do, everybody knowing who you are, and everybody respecting what you do. This whole place showed up here this morning to do one thing and one thing alone.
Acknowledge me. There we go. It's early. I don't do it this early in the morning, so I forgot to get that out of the way. Sorry, my bad, guys.
That's a morning hit. They did want to acknowledge you. Congrats on everything, obviously, this weekend. You're not a champion, and it's not for a title, but it feels like it's for something much bigger than any gold-plated belt that you could wear on your shoulder or around your waist. What are your thoughts going into this triple threat with the three biggest names of an era battling in the main event of WrestleMania?
I want the power back. I want it all back. I want that top spot back. I'm so tired of hearing Cody Rhodes running around here talking about quarterback one. What are we even talking about? There's only one quarterback. This is the Tribal Chief. I want to be that number one contender. I want a title. I'm not trying to be I get it. I love that you love me, but I don't want to be a legend. I'm not trying to be a Hall of Famer right now. I'm trying to be in the mix. I'm trying to hold it down. I'm trying to take the top spot and hold the power by its throat.
Yeah, and I think I was very lucky to be a part of the run where you had the title in the business by the thread.
Everybody was lucky.
It was great times.
Good.
It was great times. $billion deals. Look at Cole. He
hadn't even spent that money yet.
Exactly.
That thing went straight to investments. Yeah. You don't even need it yet. That's for your kids.
Life was very good with you at the top. How many days was he champion?
Over 1,300 days as champion.
You don't even know the exact.
13, 16.
Too many.
Well done, brother.
That was a test. That was a test. He passed.
13, 16. But this, to me, is the biggest statistic when it comes to Roman Reigns. When he walks into the ring tomorrow night in the main event at WrestleMania Saturday, it will be the 10th time in his career that Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania. No one has ever done that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I think at the beginning of your career, that type of stat that is now 10, a lot of these people thought this guy's getting forced in this position. This guy's getting forced in this position. I think at the beginning of your run, that's how they felt. Not me, Tribal Chief. I just want to let you know. Always, before you were even doing this.
Yeah.
You know, when you do you had the whole thing.
We missed that.
Yeah. Eat better. Yeah.
It could have been a great week if we had that vest on.
Yeah, now we got to be shredded up oos.
Now
we got to be shredded up oos.
Hey, nice magazine shoot, by the way.
Yeah, you look great.
Awesome.
You look great.
Awesome.
Just doing a little art.
The interview was great, too.
You can't pull that off, though.
I loved it, Roman. I absolutely loved it.
We got to cover this up.
Let's
Can
move.
we get more clothes on him?
Please.
Can we put another jacket on for you?
Yeah, a robe and a jacket on him. But at the beginning of your career, you were in main events. And a lot of these people who were diehard wrestling fans who love the business thought maybe you weren't the right guy for it. What do you think about the amount of experience you got so earlier in your career in WWE and how it's helped you now? Because you have been in the big spots since you got here, if I'm not mistaken. Well-deserved, well-earned, but in the fans' eyes, maybe forced early. But what does that do for you now long-term, you think, as a professional wrestler, a GOAT?
Well, we've always had fans like you. We've always had supporters, people on my side. So it wasn't always just one-sided. The negativity is always going to be the loudest. So that's always what's heard. But we've always sold merch. We've always held it down every single night. I've treated every single show as if it's WrestleMania. So that's why I think I'm held in that regard, is because I take it that seriously and I perform on that level. But I did learn. Being in the heat, being in the fire, it makes you learn. When you're taking L's, you either categorize them as losses or you're learning from them. They're learning lessons. And that's what I did over the years, is just compile, this Rolodex and just take down all this info and just, all the experience, remember everything, learn from it, and then I got better.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Like a quarterback who plays a long time, he sees a lot of the defenses. So like we talk to Aaron Rodgers, obviously, on a regular basis. Interesting. He's got an interesting decision to make in his life. But he'll when he talks ball, he'll say that he played, like, let's say it's a Week 11 game last season, 2024. He'll say, I saw a defensive coverage that they tried to show me in 2011, and his recall will literally be in the moment, having to adjust and change. For you, with all the different matches you've been, what are you drawing from in a triple threat match, right? Because I mean, that is, you don't even have to be involved to lose this thing. Obviously, those two can attack you, which chances are that they do, but the way you three hate each other as a whole could be all chaos. I don't know who's going to team up with who, but what are you taking into the match? What is the strategy? Is there a strategy that you've been able to use before, or how do you kind of feel going in?
I'm just going to do like my daddy used to do and just smash people, man. Just go in there and wreck everybody.
Smash them?
I'm better rested. I'm in better shape. I'm bigger. I'm stronger. I'm faster than both those dudes. I'm going to go in and I'm going to shut it down ASAP.
Are we going to edge Bryan Danielson?
Right away. Just get him.
Stack him.
Oh, God.
You remember?
I forgot about
that. Yeah. We smash them. We stack them.
2 times.
Dog.
But what I did want to touch on is because you gave me kind of 2 questions there. It was a little, you're a little scattered on that guy there. But you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, and he's able to see the defense. I'm able to go into an arena or into like the public like this, and I can hear them, and then I can feel them. That's what we pro wrestlers do. That's what us sports entertainers do. Is it's not about seeing the defense. We can feel what the audience is doing, and then you can become connected with them. And then that's how you take all that experience and all that past, all those learning lessons I had. Like, oh, I heard this before. Oh, I know what to do now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that kind of tying into that.
Okay, I like the average. That's a great tie-in.
Give you a little,
I think that was like a super genius tie-in there, actually. D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, I got a question. So, going back, and obviously, wrestling is in your blood, so you've seen it your whole life. But what was that first moment? Obviously, you played football as well. What was that WrestleMania moment? You talked about treating every match like Mania, but it's nothing like this. Is only my second one in person. But what was your first moment as a kid that you remember that stands out, that you like, okay, I can't wait to be in that position?
It was the WrestleMania here, way back in the day. Me and the twins were little. We were up in their dad Rikishi's den watching the show. And just, it was outside. It was, I don't know, it being daytime, it put a different vibe and a different energy on it. And it just felt so big. We had Yokozuna in the main event. Their dad, Rikishi, was, I believe, the Head Shrinkers back in the day. I'm not a historian here, and it was a long time ago.
Just your family.
But yeah, just to have that representation, you know what I mean?
You'll do your ancestry.
That's what was cool for me, and that's one of those moments that takes me back to my childhood, and then also triggers where oh man, I think I could do that too. I think I can do what my family's doing.
That'd be crazy if you did a 23andMe. And it's just
well,
yeah, actually don't. Whatever, one of those ones where they find out your family to get connected. Yours was just literally that tree that they showed last year at WrestleMania.
We don't do it. They're trying to clone our DNA. We don't want to do that.
Yeah,
they're trying to get the data, on the goods here. We don't want to do that. Yeah.
So, Roman, when you came back during the COVID era as a different Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the bloodline. When you head into WrestleMania tomorrow night in the main event for the first time in 5 years. You're going to be alone. You're going to walk down that aisle alone. There's no bloodline.
I'm there.
And perhaps more importantly,
I'll meet you out there.
Perhaps more importantly, there's no Paul Heyman. Monday night, you had asked him for an apology. It never happened because it was interrupted. Tell us, when Paul Heyman, Punk cashed in the favor to have Heyman in his corner tomorrow night, what did that do to you? Mentally, emotionally, personally?
Yeah, and what was going on Monday when CM Punk was smooching up on Paul when you showed up? Did you see that? He was smooching up on him. They were right here.
Yeah, that's not really my style, but
ain't either.
Well said, dude.
It's almost like deja vu, man. I feel like this has happened countless times, and it's one of those deals. It's why do I keep trusting people? Why do I keep giving people a chance? And that's the thing. Everybody thinks a helping hand is, it's like this. Sometimes it's going to smack the shit out of you. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's not nice. Sometimes people don't understand how that helping hand's going to come. And then also, they don't understand what the helping hand is going through. So for them to all just be the way they were, to be able to just betray me and leave me where I stand.
But this is Paul, Roman. This is a guy who's been with you through everything. He's been your counsel. He's been your wise man. and then all of a sudden it's not there in one of the biggest matches of your career tomorrow night.
Paul needs one of these, Roman.
Please, dude.
I mean, you got to be hurt.
Paul's known you since you were a child. I know.
Who's telling this guy to ask the questions here? What you want me to get emotional? You want me to cry?
Is that what you want on WrestleMania,
Cole? Is that what you want? You want me to come up here and boo-hoo about the wise man? The wise man made his choice.
Yeah.
You understand me? These people can make their choice. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to WrestleMania night 1 on Saturday. I'm whooping everybody's ass. And if the wise man wants to get in the ring too, he can get it too. You understand? So keep touching on emotional stuff. Keep pulling these triggers. And they're going to chant for other reasons. You understand?
Hey, Cole, stop being dumb.
Fool.
I know you don't have a lot of time. I know we're wasting it with this guy. Now, with that being said.
My nutritionist back there, he's like, man, the cortisol's going up. Changing the look right now. Bro.
Okay, just real quick. I can't. Hey, is this?
I think he pissed himself.
Old PP loose Cole. I love that.
Old PP bag. Booze bag, PP bag boy.
And I'm glad I showed up today.
Cole, great to have you here. Thank you for being a great in the history of the business. The Paul Heyman stuff, he's known you since you were a kid. Obviously, he's talked about that. You and he have obviously done great blockbuster numbers. I think a lot of people are going to potentially miss the business of you two being together, especially when he was going to hand you that microphone the other day and you just went and grabbed your own. I thought that was a cool moment between Paul Heyman and you. He decided to ruin that. What does this mean going forward? Is there a potential? And it's over for Paul. What is in your mind how you deal with this after this match? I guess have you even thought about that?
I'm doing what any man with his back against the wall would do. I'm going to go out there and show that I'm useful. I'm going to go out there and make myself the #1 contender and then put myself in line for the power. And then once I get the key to the kingdom, we'll see what everybody's got to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, a great man once said to me, and I assume it was back in the day, every once in a while, the king has got to roll a head down the hill to remind the people at the bottom of the hill that the king is still the king. Excited to see what you do when you get back on top. With that being said, Razor Ramon has a question for you, Roman Reigns.
Roman, I'd like to acknowledge you first. Roman Reigns! Roman Reigns! Roman! Sorry to booing me.
No, you did it. Pretty good work.
We did that. Yeah. We'll turn him.
You did that, Tribal Chief. I did nothing. One of my favorite parts from your documentary was when, Jimmy and Jay were talking about you and you were talking about them. What's it mean as well for, Jay to have that opportunity to go get a World Heavyweight Championship? Obviously, same night as you, so he can't really lock in on it till later on. But are you excited for that opportunity for him?
Man. I can't even put it in words, It's not easy being a twin. I'm raising them, and I've watched them their whole lives compete, and I've competed with them, And Jay, our entire lives, has been a little bit of the run. You know what I mean? If there was one a little bit 10% down, it was always Jim has always been kind of that guy too. So to see Jay be able to break through these barriers, to see him be able to push to the ceiling, and then also understand, now he understands me a little better. You talk to him after Saturday, you talk to him after this weekend, and he's going to understand the elevation a little better. He probably already does. I'm sure he's been busy as hell this whole week, and I'm just so proud of him. Obviously, we have family's family, man. We're going to have some disagreements. We're going to have, we're going to butt heads in here and there. But at the end of the day, I want my family healthy, and I want them here a long time, being very successful. And that's exactly what he's doing. So, man, yeah. Yeet.
Yeet. How dare you ask an emotional question?
Well, that one actually landed, Cole.
Shut up, Cole.
It was like I don't know if it was like a twitch that just almost backhanded him.
Cole misses WrestleMania. I know that you've been waiting on this probably since you walked out here and realized this was happening. Hulkster has a question for you.
Roman, first and foremost, I'd like to say, dude, it's nice to be sitting up here with the GOAT. Don't mind these fucking marks, okay? They don't know what I've done for the business. Obviously, you do, so I respect that, brother. First and foremost, what I'd like to say, I love the Vanity Fair piece. Loved the Vanity Fair piece, okay? So let's just get that out of the way. One thing I do want to ask you about, though, dude. What's the deal with Seth Rollins? This guy, I mean, he's obsessed with you. Coming back like a scored lover. I know a thing or two about those, brother. So my question would be, I guess, whose ass are you looking forward to kicking more? Is it CM Punk or is it Rollins? Because I feel like Rollins, you really do. You just got to disband to this guy. Just get him the hell out of here, dude.
I agree, man. He's what I call a lemon. He's Mr. Buyer's remorse. Yeah, we just have such a long history, and I would be, disingenuous if I didn't talk about that history, and I am proud of that history, and I did learn a lot from, that relationship and that development. But it's just one of those situations where there's just not enough room for the both of us. There's not enough money, there's not enough success, we can't have it all, and that's the position that he's in, because I took it. And he's bitter about it, and he's been chasing me. Whoa. And talking about chasing, I mean, see.
Let him finish, Cole. Jesus Christ.
Are you? Whoa.
Hey, it's about to be pooping those pants too.
Hey, we're about to get warmed up for Mania today, boy. I'm telling you, hey, we could snap this thing, I think.
Definitely, you could.
But yeah, Punk is just one of those guys who. How do you even get here?
I agree, dude.
You know what I'm saying? If the tribal chief didn't go and make this thing beautiful, make it heavenly, make the promised land what it is, he would have never wanted to come back here. So if anything, like I said, he should be thanking me, acknowledging me. But he is one of those guys that I just don't really care about. He's in the, you know what I mean? He's in the crosshairs at this point, so he's going to get it too. And this whole thing with the wise man has just made it even deeper that I don't like, and I don't really want to talk about it. But Seth, because of the relationship and the brotherhood in the past, there are redeeming qualities about him, but at the end of the day, he's a piece of trash too.
Whoa. Okay.
Brother.
Seth freaking Rollins says he's a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is.
That was light. That was real light. That felt light.
That was a bad setup by me, though.
That was light, dude. I know a pop when I hear one. That's light, okay?
Yeah,
nothing like Roman's getting out there.
What does it look like from now until match time? I assume, because I've been watching the workouts. I've seen that Paul Heyman's been blowing up your phone. So many, no, 25 missed calls yesterday I saw on your Instagram. Also saw you going through some workouts. What does it look like from now until match time for you?
We just try to lock in and keep the process the exact same. Nothing changes. We try to keep the timing the same. The meals, have to stay scattered throughout the day. The cardio's got to stay in. The training's got to stay in. The recovery. So we brought the whole team. We made, South Florida. We brought it to Vegas. And
you brought your training camp here?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't want to get too deep. Do we rent a house out here? They got massive homes out here.
Oh, I can't give that away.
Because
I don't want to give my location away, but it's so nice. I wish I could plug it too, because it's badass.
Okay, so
my kids are running around crazy. It's
yes.
nuts,
so these houses out here are absurd. The houses are crazy out here. Conor McGregor, I think, when he had his first fight over here, rented a house over here, brought his entire fight camp over, and it was like this 25,000 square foot. Had the training team in one part of the gym, and the other side, the nutritionist. You're treating this as main event, big time fight. We're moving fight camp from South Florida to Las Vegas.
This is a multi-million-dollar operation here. We're not messing around. You know what I mean? Like this isn't just old school. We're gonna make towns Saturdays. We don't do that no more. This is what it's all about. This is WrestleMania. You do not cut any corners. You can't be cheap. You got to make it happen.
Filling up Allegiant Stadium. Did you see that?
That's what I'm saying. I catch this dub. Everything's paid for the next 5 years or so we're good.
You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome, WWE.
That's right.
Did you? I saw you hold the Raiders jersey up and asked them to acknowledge you. I saw some.
A lot of people not happy.
Saw some Niner gang.
No, I stayed true. Keep eye on all the content. You got to read every line, even the parentheses. You know what I'm saying? You got to read it all.
Okay.
You got to take it all in. But I acknowledge the Niners and the Niner gang. But at the end of the day, you got to show respect to the host. I was born and raised in the South. We got Southern hospitality. We show respect, you know.
That's very
yes,
kind
sir,
of you.
no,
Amen.
sir, that type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about how you were just trying to show the Raiders some respect because
Host City, man.
They were acknowledging their tribal chief, it appeared.
The tribal chief is global. We have a home, town operation pretty much in every city here. The hometown, right?
These people aren't from here, I don't think. A lot of people traveled into Vegas.
But I just made them. This is ours now.
It's
us.
the island of relevancy. That's what you do, brother. You bring it. So, all the things that Paul said, am I allowed to mention during the match, or are we just eliminating all of Paul Heyman diction from your match?
You're asking him for permission to do your commentary.
Shut up, Cole.
Sorry.
Tribal chief.
It's enough out of you.
Respect.
When are you going to ask?
I do have a question, but
go ahead, Cole.
I want to know who's going to carry the Ulafala.
Well,
to the ring.
We know who that is.
It's got a new
The
holder now.
OTC, and then one very special man as well.
47, if you will.
I don't know. That's the thing. I haven't had to do this before. So there's going to be a few things that we got to figure out there on the fly. I know you're pretty pre-rehearsed and you like to look at your stuff and be prepared, but I like to go out there and let my instincts take over.
Yeah,
kind of like the
like
early
us.
question about all that experience I got on the job, you know what I mean? I like to go out there and just let it rip. I don't sit there and think about all these stupid things like you all the time,
Yeah, but I need to tell stories and I need to tell what's going on.
Well, you want me to do your job too or what?
You have been doing a lot of people's jobs.
How much does he make? You tack it on how much I make, and boom, we got a deal. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is about to catapult the WWE to newer heights somehow, maybe even all the way to space.
Well, we're doing that. At least we're doing that these days.
That's what I heard.
No,
Yes,
we're
we
not.
are, brother. Yes, we
Don't
are.
believe it. No, we're not.
Yes, all right.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we got a flat earther over here?
Pretty damn close, dude.
Never been to the moon either, Roman.
Yes,
Don't buy in, Tribal Chief.
No doubt. Anyways, a man who is going to put this company on his back yet again like he's done since he got here. Our tribal chief and winner of Saturday night's main event at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns.
My pleasure, dude.
Thank you, brother.
What a specimen. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk has joined us up here.
Hogger, hey, bud.
Hell yeah.
AJ also in WWE 2K24. You can have him go on a championship run. AJ, what were your thoughts on what our tribal chief just did out here? Loved how calm, comfortable, and confident he is. Also loved how much he bullied Michael Cole.
Yeah, he did bully on Michael Cole, which it was fun to see. But Cole, you get it. I mean, you've been around forever. You're a legend. I mean, Roman Reigns, he's just class all around. The guy's unbelievable. It's tough sitting here next to Razor and the Hulkster, but watching him backstage, I do like the energy they're bringing to this place.
What's your problem?
Some of my idols, I'm sitting next to it. It's kind of like a pinch me moment. It's very surreal.
Good to meet you, Mark.
Good to meet you.
His name's AJ, okay? Razor. D-Butch, whenever you think about WrestleMania weekend, it's obviously compared to Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
What would the slight differences be in your eyes from WWE's WrestleMania and the NFL's Super Bowl from the last couple years that we have experienced?
I think the biggest difference is with the Super Bowl football in general, it's more domestic. It's more, American, I guess. WWE, like I was flying, I didn't get a chance to fly with you boys. I flew up from Philly, and it was people from all over the world on that plane. People, all different, different people, different creeds, different backgrounds, different age groups, and it's generational. It's passed down family all the way through the bloodline. So man, it's awesome to be around. You can feel it. The energy is palpable wherever you go. In Vegas, this is the perfect place to have it.
There's shows everywhere.
Yeah.
There's independent wrestling matches happening around town. There is meet and greets happening everywhere. This place is packed out with things throughout the entire day. There's a show kicking off tonight at 10 p.m. local. That's 1 a.m. Eastern time, which is the Hall of Fame that Michael Cole and I will be hosting. Cole, I can't wait for it. We got the NHL playoffs coming up, okay? We got the NBA playoffs coming up. 2 playing games tonight, right? We have.
Yeah, we got 2. We got Heat at Hawks and Mavs at Grizzlies.
Okay, so Mavs go on to win. That'd be a great story for Nico and for Dallas. And then we need Ja to keep going. Hopefully he's healthy with that ankle, but that's happening. Baseball is taking place, right, Hulkster?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of baseball games all over the United States right now. All the Hulkamaniacs and Hulkamaniacs, they know about that. A lot of those, though, Pat, they're good. I'll tell you what, the time change is really messing with me on those. You're used to seeing all-night games. We got a lot of 1 p.m. baseball games, 4 p.m. baseball games, but those are going on as well, brother.
Okay, so the NHL, the NBA, and the MLB are all happening, but the only conversation of the weekend everywhere will be what happens at WrestleMania. Cole, you've been here for 28 years. Has it always been like this? Was there a moment when it became the topic of discussion everywhere?
WrestleMania has always been huge, but not to the extent of what we've seen the last couple of years. I mean, 2-night show, over 60,000. Both Saturday and Sunday night at the stadium, Allegiant Stadium that hosts the Raiders, and then events like this. And you mentioned it before, for these great fans to show up at 9 o'clock in the morning on Las Vegas to watch this. And most of these fans are going to go to the kickoff show. They're going to go to SmackDown. They're going to go to the Hall of Fame tonight. This is like an 18-hour day for everybody, and we're not even into WrestleMania yet. So this is a pretty great weekend.
Speaking of the weekend, is there any golf happening? No golf?
There is golf.
There is golf tournament,
the Heritage.
RBC, yeah.
The Heritage is happening this weekend. Obviously, we'll watch that in its entirety.
JT shot a 61 yesterday, I believe.
Scotty also went low, dude.
Really? Scotty Scheffler's about to win the entirety.
No,
what about college ball? Is there anything happening in college ball, AJ Hawk?
I mean, I don't know what Nico is with UCLA now. There's transfer quarterbacks all over the place. Spring ball is happening, and there's 4,000 guys in the transfer portal, D-Bud. I don't know if they're all getting signed or not. I think actually it might be 6,000 something.
Jeez.
Counting D2 and D3 as well.
And UNC, Lombo, and Belichick got their quarterback.
Oh, yes, South Alabama quarterback transfers over to North Carolina. So Bill Belichick and Michael Lombardi have their quarterback that they were looking for. Allegedly, now it's being reported across the bottom line, which is fascinating in the world that we live in. They were giving like his contract out, like $2 million a year. They said like his contract was at the bottom. Thank you, sir. And whenever like that is being reported, do we know that's true, or is that just what's allegedly true for what the college contracts are?
I don't think we have like confirmed on a lot of these numbers, but we expected him to not get anywhere close to what he wanted. And then you heard the stories
You're
about.
talking about Nico now.
Nico, yeah.
South Alabama quarterback that went to North Carolina.
Okay.
They said $2 million. The Nico one has been everywhere from $1 million to $1.75 to less than $1 million. It's like these numbers are all being reported. I don't know if anybody knows what's real or what's not real. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, even like the Carson Beck one. I remember when Carson Beck signed, it was a $4 million deal, and that's what everyone was talking about. But it's hard to imagine, the way everything went, that Miami would pay one guy $4 million, especially with what happened with Carson Beck. He got hurt at the end of the season. It's not as if, they went on a deep run. They had their backup playing in the playoff.
Yeah, they're reporting it, though, as if it is it's interesting.
Did you hear Fran Brown of the Syracuse talk about the receiver, I guess, wasn't $2 million?
I think we actually had, Foxy, do we have the Fran Brown clip?
He might be my new favorite coach.
Yeah, this basically explains the NIL in a whole. Here's Coach Fran Brown.
With all due respect to everybody in the country, to everybody receiver, to everybody that's doing all this stuff, like, you're gonna make $2 million at wide receiver. That's the little homie over at Ohio State. Ain't nobody else making that money. Giving no wide receiver no $2 million, man, in college. Nah. That ain't me. I ain't doing that. I can't. Unless they tell me that we get a chance to have Travis Hunter, he could come back to college and he could come here and play for us, then he gonna get some of my check. But they ain't paying nobody $2,000 this year. Not to me. $2 million, whatever. I just say, yeah, we ain't giving nobody that.
That's hilarious. The coaches are trying to set the kind of comps right now in the salary cap publicly, but until there's actually rules, it's going to continue to be absolute chaos. It's going to continue to raise hell. Speaking of, ladies and gentlemen,
it's early. It's early.
The GOAT, the man, who alongside others in the Attitude Era, but in a big way, put this business on his back and carried it to levels that nobody in the history of Earth could think for the WWE. A man, because of his bald head and his big brain inside of it, and his jean shorts and his ability to speak to the common man, made the WWE the most famous thing on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, hero, icon, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Everybody.
Hello,
Ryan?
Steve.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
It's good to be here.
Ryan?
I grew up watching your show on TV. Are we going to do that today?
I had a chance to see you, first time meet you, grew up watching you. I've told you this personally, I'll say this publicly with you around. I grew up in a blue-collar community. I grew up with parents that hated authority. I grew up in a town that loved to drink beer. I grew up in a town that Stone Cold Steve Austin influenced every single Monday night. You are the hero, the legend in my eyes, and I would like to let you know, thank you for coming on the show today. And thank you for being so kind whenever I get a chance to chat with you. I remember we were in Dallas day before, and I got a chance to meet you. It was one of the coolest moments of my life. And I said, I can't wait to be in the building when the glass breaks. And this place goes absolutely apeshit. First time ever in Dallas. And you said, oh, I hope, you need to know, for the rest of your fucking life, anywhere you go, give me a hell yeah! Forever. Thank you for what you've done for our life.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate that. It sounds like you grew up in a hell of a town, and on that same note, man, if you saying, hey, thank you to me. Hey, thank you guys. God dang, how you try to give it back? These are the greatest fans in the world. You know that.
Absolutely.
God dang it, I got to tell them. Thank you. Appreciate you guys so much. You know, God dang, Pat, it's been a while since I've been around. Last time we saw each other was Dallas at that, what, WrestleMania what?
38.
But it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
It's like every time you come back to something like this in the world of WWE, you just wonder, hey, will those fans still remember? And hell, they never forget. And hell, I was in the hotel the other day, and you got these kids 6, 8, 10 years old, and they got no business, even knowing about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I left the ring in 2003, but it's like I never left. So it's just great to be remembered. It's great to be here in such a positive universe.
You've earned it. You've earned it with everything that you did for the company, and every time you come back, we all get excited. And you heard them chanting one more match or one last match. You had one a couple years ago in Dallas with Kevin Owens, obviously, and I think all of us were impressed by the amount of shit that you did in that match. I don't think anybody was expecting that much. Then there's been rumors, basically every single big PLE, hey, Steve Austin, Steve Austin, Steve Austin. Because of how popular you are, everybody wants that to happen. How much do you think about that at this stage of life? You're in great shape. I know you're doing four-wheeling at a very high level. How much do you think about wrestling still? And do you ever get in there and, see if the old ass could take another, another drop-down stunner?
No, I don't think about anything like that. I've kind of moved on down the road, and don't get me wrong, the competitive side of me, which kind of transfers into the racing that I'm doing now that you spoke of, I want to be the best at everything that I do. And, you still go back and you watch these guys and the gals in the ring in the WWE, and you think, hey, man, I could have gave Kevin Owens a little bit more than what I had. And sometimes you think about it, but, hey, man, I think the time right now for the people in the ring, it's for the younger generation. That's for the young men and women that are out there on the road. I'll leave it to them. and they've taken it to a great place. The business has grown to something that I never would have imagined. So, my days of, don't get me wrong, I can still whip some ass.
Why?
But I'm not looking to get back in the ring at any time in the future. Because these young cats need something to shoot for. Stone Cold don't need to beat nobody's ass anymore. And that's the bottom line, because I said so.
Still got it. Now, you mentioned the young cats, and you mentioned the current state of the business being into place. Do you follow, and what are your thoughts on the current state of the business? Because there's always, I think Triple H just did an interview talking about it. In basketball, there's a lot of conversation about the older generation versus the younger generation. Football, same exact thing. Older wrestlers viewing younger wrestlers. You, GOAT wrestler, viewing the modern, kind of generation of wrestling. What are your thoughts on the state of where the WWE is right now?
Man, as far as I could see, I follow more on IG and stuff like that. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but God dang, the business is cooking. The houses are full. The fans are excited. The talent has taken the game to a level. It's like everything, the evolution of sports, shoot sports. But wrestling has done the same. It just keeps getting, faster. The kids these days are better athletes than we were back in the day. So I just think that they're doing a great job.
They weren't, dude.
Well, that's something I got to chip out there because, walking around out there with a couple of knee braces, I did pretty damn well.
Yeah, but think about their bodies with 6, 7, 8, 12, 24, 31, 42 beers in their mouth and in their system while having to operate. None of these hangovers for 3 weeks nowadays, as opposed to working the next day. You're a different type of athlete, brother. I think you need to understand that.
Man, life on the road was so good back in the day. I take a story to tell these people out here. It was WrestleMania in Dallas a couple years ago. And I went out there and had that match, and then came back, and Brock Lesnar and I are pretty good friends. We never speak, but we're really good friends. And we had wanted to have a drink, after the show, and no one's ever heard this story. So I had a bottle of Maker's Mark from Jerry Jones's suite up there at AT&T Stadium, and it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Pat McAfee, and Larry Heck, the trainer, and we had a fifth of Maker's Mark. This is just kind of what the business is about and what it should be. And we all started around, we were pouring that Maker's Mark whiskey in those little plastic cups, and we said, I'll piss on that. And we just started passing that bottle around, and less than 60 minutes later, that whole fifth of whiskey was gone, and everybody was buzzed. And God dang, that's the brotherhood of what the business is all about. So that's what I want these young cats to understand. It's going out there working your ass off and having a good time and entertaining the people, but it's a brotherhood.
It's a locker room.
It's a locker room.
It's a locker room. You need them. In me being invited into that room, I don't know if you've heard my side of that story. So, yes, you and Brock are going to have drinks in a locker room. Larry Heck, who is a dog in the medical, whatever. I don't even call him a doctor one day. I'm not a doctor. Don't say that. Trainer, whatever it is. Yeah, Larry's been around a long, long time. Larry's great. So I get a text like, hey, come to the locker room or whatever it was. I was like, you got it. So I come walking in. I open the door, and I see you and Brock sitting there. And I was like, oh, shit, I feel like this is a big moment in wrestling history. I feel like it actually was. You two hadn't talked, right? A lot at that point. That was like one of the first real times. So I walk in, and I almost do like the Homer Simpson, okay, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Instead, I stuck around, and the storytelling, the vibes, the energy, just everything about it is what makes like the business go. It makes a football team go. And it was an honor to be in there, but damn, that was a fifth of that. And then how many Steve Weisers? I think we had like...
Yeah, there was a lot of beer going too. It was one of those deals, man. I mean, I can go, but the next morning, and I heard everybody else was selling big time.
Yes.
I wasn't selling as much, but yeah, I was selling. It hurt.
Yeah, so I texted Larry, and I'm like, I'm in a bad spot. And Larry's like, oh, you got to no-sell this or whatever whenever you talk to Brock and Steve. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking dead. I was puked 3 times the next day. It was an honor to drink with you. That was a dream come true. And thanks for stunning me. There's no reason for that. We were having a good time. We're having a good time. We're drinking some beers. We're serenading the crowd.
What?
We're in Jerry world.
What?
We're reminiscing.
What?
And then boom. Boom.
And dude, you took that stunner like a champ, and people asked me, and then some of the guys backstage, they know me pretty well, and they said, hey man, it looked like you shot with that stunner on McAfee. They said, what was up? And I said, yeah. I said, anytime them damn football players come over and try to get in our world, you got to show them what's up. Yeah. So, yeah, I laid that shit in on him. And the last I heard, I thought I dislocated your jaw, messed up a couple of C vertebrates. I hit you over here on this side, caught you with a liver shot with that big boot.
Yeah.
And I heard you was just all fucked up.
Yeah, I was, yeah. Hey, that's what happens whenever you drink with a Texas rattlesnake. You know, that is a possibility. But, yeah, the neck was stunned, obviously. Jaw had a couple there. And I was
but no animosity back towards me now, right?
Never. You're Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? Cole has a question for you, Steve.
Well, actually, I just want to thank Steve because I wouldn't be here today without you. I mean,
how do you figure that?
Well, first off, when I started, I was the butt of all your jokes and all of your interviews and all of your certain things that you did. Then you beat the shit out of me one night where you knocked me out with a punch and then kicked me in my kidney to wake me up. And then you gave me the honor of being the special guest referee for a match that was voted the worst in WrestleMania history, me versus Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah.
But you actually agreed to be the special guest referee of that match, and I'll forever be indebted to you for that. I mean, coming up in the business with you was incredible.
Man, but I got to say, I mean, because of the state and of the business and where we were in that year and what Stone Cold was, I had to lay that ass whooping in, and that's all serious. That was protecting the business, and you took it like a champ because I truly did beat the shit out of you.
Hey, way to go, Cole. Way to go, Cole.
Thank you. Hey, you know, also, Wade Barrett, who's a commentator with us now, Wade and I frequent your brewery in El Segundo.
It's a great place to go.
It is phenomenal,
Yeah.
and they take care of us there all the time.
That felt like an easy fit, you and beer. Why'd you finally get into the beer game? It feels like that should have been something for a long time. Personally.
Well, it was something for a long time, and when I was, here's a story like a lot of people
You
don't
might
know
be like
about.
the most notorious beer drinker in the history of humankind.
Probably, you know, that's something, a badge of honor.
Absolutely.
Hey, it was way back in the day, and I was running hot at Stone Cold. We were doing some beer testing with a place up in northern New York. We're about to come out with Stone Cold beer. And then, you know, we come up with a bad booking decision, you know, about me and Brock and Monday Night Raw. And I said, hey, man, F this. And that blew the beer deal up. So all these years later, of course, you know, as you know, the beer drinking's a shoot for me. I grew up drinking beer my whole life. And, you know, in college, when you're starving, drinking the shittiest beer that you can afford.
Absolutely.
Lone Star.
So, yeah.
PBR, Natty Light, Busch
I'm not
Light.
going to name any names. But anyway, I'd always wanted to get in the beer market, and I started seeing about these craft beers. I said, man, what the F is all this craft beer stuff? Because I figured that was for the snobs.
Yep.
And so I started drinking a bunch of pale ales and stuff like that, and I kind of tried one of those IPAs, India Pale Ales. I said, man, that's a little too hoppy. I went back to the pale ale, and I said, man, that ain't hoppy enough. And so I went back to the India Pale Ales, the IPAs, and my manager at the time went to high school with Rob Croxall, who owns El Segundo Beer Company, and he put us together. We liked each other, saw the same vision for great beer. El Segundo Brewing Company is known for making great IPAs, West Coast style. So we hit it off, and I've been in it. This is an interesting year for me because 2025, I've been in the beer business 10 years with El Segundo Brewing Company, and it was a match made in heaven. We're proud of our beer. You know, we're craft beer. We're not the biggest. We're competing with the bigs, but our beer, we make some good fucking beer. And I'm also, this year, I celebrate my 10th anniversary with Kawasaki Motorsports. So milestone, 2025 has turned out to be good. And here at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, I don't like to leave the state of Nevada too much because this is my home. And coming down for, we were just here last month at the Met 400, and I finished that race. We had a lot of problems and broke down, but finished this race. So it's just a great year, and it's good to be here with you guys.
Yeah, but what an accomplished dude. Obviously, WWE GOAT will always be talked about as such. Anytime you walk into a WWE place, it'll go crazy. 10 years with Kawasaki, that's a long time with a partnership. 10 years with El Segundo with beer, that's a long partnership. You're an accomplished dude. You've done good, Steve. Never forget it. And as long as Steve Austin's selling beer, I got a nice little piece of information for you that you're going to want to hear. People are going to drink it, brother, and we're one of them for sure. On that note, Hulkster has a question for you, Stone Cold.
Yeah, Steve, just first and foremost, I'd like to say from one beer magnate to one up-and-coming beer magnate, congrats on all your success, brother. I love you. You know that. I wanted to ask you, though, with Mania right here, I'll tell you what, these marks have been up my ass all weekend so far. It's getting real hard. I'm about to go over the edge, and I'm going to leave a lot of people unhappy here, dude. See, show some goddamn respect, brother. You, right? I'm looking at you.
Hey, marks.
But anyway, just curious, I think I saw an excerpt that basically said you were like, hey, listen, there's nothing better than being in that ring. There's no feeling that's going to, get to that point with all the motorsports and everything you're doing and all that kind of stuff. Do you feel like you're kind of always chasing that feeling that you get in the ring, or is that kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what, that's the best feeling ever, dude, and I'm never going to reach that again?
No, I'm not chasing that feeling in the ring. It was just we was filming a project, and I've been riding buggies and four-wheelers and all that shit my whole life. And we were filming a show, and someone asked me, hey, man, do you want to do a poker run? A poker run is a pre-run for an off-road desert race. And I said, man, what the fuck is a poker run? Because I don't play cards. So anyway,
you don't play cards?
No, man, I ain't got time to play cards.
Okay.
You sit there and you do your little cards out.
Yeah, you do your little cards and you look at them. Yeah, what?
Yeah, and then you try to bluff the other guy. It ain't my bag, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So anyway, there we were, and I ran that race, and then the owner of the team, Shane Kissman, called me up and he said, "Hey, man, would you like to really race side by sides?" And so I started that, but I didn't do that to try to chase what wrestling brought to me, because you got to move on in life, and there ain't nothing that can mimic or follow what these crowds deliver when you're in that ring, going down to give them 15, 20, 25 minutes of excellence that goes in the business of pro wrestling in a 20 by 20 squared circle. So I don't chase that, but I do have that. Racing and me were a good fix. I found it a little bit late in life. I wish I'd have found it sooner. But I love to drive, because we like going all the shows on the road. I love to drive, like to have a steering wheel in my hand, and I'm a type A personality. I hate to be late to the finish line, so it was a match made in heaven.
Hell yeah. Did you ever do an Uber? You've never Ubered in your life, I assume.
You mean like been in Uber and drove?
No, like.
Can you imagine that?
Been in the car. Was the Mark.
Have you had, Mark.
Yeah, I was Uber Mark, yeah. Yeah, I always get them big SUVs. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to tell you about liking to drive. I have gotten Uber drivers sit shotgun and drove because I didn't like the way person was driving.
Yeah.
I agree completely with what you're saying with having a wheel in your hand.
Yeah.
How fast are you going out there on the desert in those side-by-sides?
Man, our buggies, you think about the trophy trucks, those things are doing, $120, $130, $140, whatever. If we're hitting about 80, and we're running pro naturally aspirated. So it's a tough-ass buggy, but we're hitting speeds of about 80.
I love watching it on Instagram. We also love Poncho.
Ponchos.
Hey, let me give a shout-out to them two solid-ass cats. If Poncho's been kayfabing me lately, we got an angle going on here. I'm a little bit pissed off at him. Every time I go out there to pet his ass, he's starting to walk away on me.
What?
Macho went after a chick, and I had to suspend his belt, he broke a sanction, so he's on a suspension.
What?
Life at the Broken Skull Ranch is getting a little tough now. These cats got to realize that Paw is still the boss over there.
They're getting a little rub, brother.
They're getting a rub, but those are some solid-ass cats, and I love them to death. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah. Goats.
There's Poncho, the tuxedo cat, and the orange cat is Macho. We named him Poncho. It was just a given. We originally had a black cat, and he was lefty, and he kicked the bucket. We got another one.
We would like to let you know, we did a
live memorial.
Memorial for
the
raccoons.
Lefties.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, well,
the lake.
Okay, last question here. We got 2 minutes before we have a hard out. John Cena. Okay. Obviously, you guys are in a Mount Rushmore conversation. You know who you are, and there's nobody that doubts it. When you see Cena do what Cena has done here over these last couple weeks, because his last time is now. We wanted one last. John Cena. We wanted the whole thing. We wanted to throw in the headbands. We wanted the Make-A-Wishes. And then all of a sudden he comes out and tells the fans that they've been rude to him over the last 20 years and they've disrespected him, and he's gone completely the other way, taking on Cody Rhodes, a guy that obviously they came up into business kind of together. What are your thoughts on that match, and what are your thoughts on what Cena did, selling out to Dwayne Johnson, the final boss.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. You know, and it's, hey, if you like the John Cena heel turn, give me a hell yeah. If you don't like the John Cena heel turn, give me a hell yeah. I said I like it. So, hey, I dig it too.
Says.
Hey, John's a goat.
The one for the bad guys.
Yeah,
John's had a hell of a damn run. So it's for me to be inside the business as long as I was. I didn't have the longest career in the world, but to see what John's doing and where he's going right now, to me, I love it because he just means so much to all of these people here, whether you boo him or you cheer him. To see him as a heel is a breath of fresh air for me, so I dig it the most.
Steve, you went through it.
What's that?
I mean, you went through it. You were so popular, you turned heel as well. You went through.
I tried to turn heel. That was, that was something that didn't need to happen. We tried to force that, and it didn't fit. I think the way John did it, I think it fits.
Uh-oh, what's
that?
We
got a hard out here, McAfee. You're the one that said it.
15 seconds.
30 seconds. Everybody covered?
Hurry.
Yep. Tone, one more. Tone. Here you go.
Ready? And here's to you, Stone Cold, you son of a bitch!
Oh, hell yeah! Wayne! Hey, guys. Hey, thank you, guys.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hell yeah!
All right, we'll be back on the other side of the break for hour 2 from WWE World. We had a little beer.
What?
Had a little combo.
What?
Had a little side-by-side talk.
What?
Had a little poncho talk.
What?
Had a little Cena talk.
What?
Had a little goat talk.
What?
And we had Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And that's the bottom line, because Pat McAfee said so.
Undertaker signal to the end is near. Oh my God! Spear! Reigns with a spear. Thinking about Riptide. Charlotte countered into a DDT. The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this. He's slammed it. Oh my God. Oh no! Oh my God! No! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh Lord! Remember, don't have to worry about a count. Oh, top! Holy moly!
Oh my God, no!
Up to the second rope. Oh! It's Rob crushing the champion. Oh my God! The animal slamming the Undertaker through a table. Oh, look at that! Oh my God! And for the 20-foot ladder with a spear on Jeff Hardy. For the love of God, Jeff Hardy may be broken. Smack dab in half. Irish whip far side, and Scotty. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? Grand slam! Are you mad? You mad, bro? Rollins.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the
leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to glorious Las Vegas, Nevada on this Feel Good Friday, April 18, 2025. This program begins now.
WrestleMania
Is what the entire world is talking about, and I have the distinct honor and privilege to be the one to say, welcome to the greatest weekend in the history of Sin City, baby!
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Shut it down. I mean, the career's more at stake when you in your prime. That paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a peace of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. But I'm sipping that kombucha, either pink or brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the you right now. Oh my God, that's baby. Well, alright, tryna fight in the night.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Welcome back to WWE World here at the Convention Center in Las Vegas for WrestleMania 41. We are so incredibly lucky to be here amongst the WWE Universe who got here at 8 a.m. local to celebrate us launching into the greatest spectacle in sports and entertainment, WrestleMania weekend. We are joined alongside a living legend, a GOAT, a voice, the voice for the WWE, Michael Cole. A college football... I'll never step on that. I don't know how often those come. Much more regularly lately than I think in the past.
Keep it up.
Keep it up, okay. Michael Cole.
Michael Cole. Michael Cole. Michael Cole.
He was kind of begging for that one. Thank you guys for throwing him a little bit of a pity chant. We have a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find him in WWE 2K24, which I'm sure all of you were pumped about. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ, what professional wrestler have you had your eye on heading into WrestleMania weekend? And now that we're out here in Las Vegas, who are you looking forward to potentially stealing the show out here in Sin City?
I tell you what, El Grande Americano, he's been climbing up the charts in my household. I'm not gonna lie, Pat. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think it's awesome.
I see some people booing El Grande Americano.
Well, he's been relocated now to the Gulf of Mexico.
I did hear that there was a...
Gulf of America. That's not right, dude.
No.
Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. He's been relocated.
Gulf of America.
No, there was a processing error because when El Grande Americano was born, the name was... So that was kind of,
right,
that's why it went back.
A paper clerical issue?
Yeah, because he's not a month and a half old.
Right.
He is an adult, so where he's from is...
Maybe.
Well, we don't know anything about El Grande Americano. We don't know who he is.
No.
Hopefully one day we get to meet him.
Chad Gable.
It's not Chad Gable.
It's not.
That's wrong.
Is he going to be an asshole all day?
Have you guys compared the tattoos and stuff?
No, this isn't the town, okay? This isn't the movie where they're kind of looking at neck tattoos and piecing things together. A lot of people have that tattoo. Shit, I almost got that tattoo. Cole, you told me you almost got that tattoo. El Grande Americano has a tough task for his first WrestleMania. He's going against the GOAT, the greatest luchador of all time. But that's what El Grande Americano wants to become someday. I heard from El Grande Americano's people. Source says.
So Chad Gable told you this?
No. What are you talking about?
Why don't you get off it, dude?
Sorry, Hulk. You're doing well with your career.
Yeah, hey, you know what, Pat?
Whoa. Is that a shooter or work, brother?
I don't know, but apparently this Mark doesn't know that Real American Beer's current valuation is well over $2 billion and currently climbing. Steve Weiser was pretty good. I'd just like to kind of clear something up real quick, Pat. I didn't get a chance to do it in the first hour. Everyone, wants to do this GOAT talk with Michael Cole, and rightfully so. You're very good at what you do. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say, dude, you got a long ways to go to reach Adnan Virk territory, brother, okay? So you fucking stay in line, and you keep working on your craft, and maybe one day the Hulkster will call you the GOAT. You're not there yet, dude.
Adnan Virk is the Hulkster's GOAT? I don't think anybody expected that.
Oh, I still like to throw a curveball every once in a while, brother. Go back and watch his tape, especially all these marks. You guys gave him a raw deal, dude. Okay, there's a reason he's not still there, and he should be. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Go back and watch the tape. He's unbelievable.
Razor Ramon, Chico, bad guy. How's WrestleMania going for you in the shirt you chose?
Pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I've given up the voice gimmick, when you're sitting next to Hulkster. It really, it just completely changes.
Hair looks good, though.
Everything, I feel like the hair, that was the most important thing, too. We talked about it yesterday. Had to nail it, feel good about that. But, it's unbelievable. Every year, it feels like we were just in Philly, Yeah. But then this is so much better than Philadelphia.
So much better.
Philly, first, is just such a poopy city. And I feel like I can say that because half my family's from there. But Vegas itself is perfect for an event like this. It's incredible. This place is massive. Already went to the Mark shop, spent, $2,000 on 25 things. It was
Did you get the Michael Cole shirt?
No.
I already got 2 of those, Cole. You know that. And no, once again, same as last year, they are not selling them in there, brother. So,
what else aren't they selling in there?
They also aren't selling any NWO merch out there.
That was weird.
That's why,
Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon thought he was showing up with an NWO shirt. Instead, he's got a Hall of Fame shirt. A couple of your friends in there, obviously.
Yeah, welcome him in. I'm already in there, of course, April 4th, 2014. It's a beautiful day in the history of the WWE. But once again, this right here is what it's all about. I'm excited for the Hall of Fame. Excited to watch you two work tonight at the Hall of Fame as well.
Hard work pays off.
Dreams come true. Tough times don't last.
Bad times don't last.
But bad guys do.
Jeez.
Look, I don't have my sheet. I wrote it down.
Nice try, brother.
He's a bad guy. Bad times.
He's also a tough guy.
Let's go.
Fuck.
Let's go to one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys CM Punk. Have you ran into CM Punk? And how do you think he is feeling heading into the biggest weekend of his professional career?
I have not ran into CM Punk. A lot of the WWE people backstage said basically a spitting image. So that was pretty cool. And I think
nobody said that.
I think Roman Suit said it.
Well, he had to sing the theme song. That's why once he started singing.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't want to steal his moment.
No,
do it, dude. Come on.
This is your moment.
All I was going to say is, Roman avoided.
Look in my eyes.
What do you see?
What is it?
The go personality.
You don't know those words?
Yes, I do. What I just did.
It sounded like you didn't know those words.
All I know is Roman avoided me like the plague back there. I think he's a bit worried about tomorrow.
Now, did you hear what he said? He basically called CM Punk a nothing, not worried about him at all.
Yeah, but he wouldn't say it to my face.
What did we learn from the conversation with Roman that you will take into your analysis of WrestleMania, Michael Cole?
I think he is affected a lot more by Paul Heyman being in Punk's corner than he's letting on.
I don't love that.
I think he was very defensive, especially when I asked that question, and I think it's bothering him.
There's 25 missed calls from Paul Heyman just yesterday on Roman's phone. He's turned them completely off. He's hit the FU button on him. He's looking forward. He's going out there alone. He's not alone, though, and that's what I tried to tell him. When Roman Reigns walks out into that stadium, there is going to be tens of thousands of people walking alongside of him, and I'll tell you what, we can't wait for him to get the Ula Fala official tribal chief title all the way back as he gets a stranglehold on the company again.
He needs to get the Ula Fala back.
Well, it's in good hands right now.
Yeah. It is in good hands, dude.
The tribal commander-in-chief has the Ulafala, I believe, in Washington, D.C. That thing, I think, is on a private plane heading over here to Las Vegas. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, I describe her every week as an anomaly because I don't think there's another human on earth that can do any of the things that she can do. She is a picture-perfect WWE superstar. You put that alongside the fact that she's been a lifelong fan, there's no wonder she's been a two-time champ. And she's tied for the longest reign in the history of world championships. This weekend, she's in a triple threat match to become champion yet again against Io Sky and Bianca Belair.
That will kick off WrestleMania Sunday.
Kickoff match on WrestleMania Sunday. Second highest honor you can get in the entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, some call her Mommy, Rhea Ripley. Did he introduce himself to you as Terry Bollea?
Yeah, he did.
Such a gentleman. I did not know that was possible.
Had to do it, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mommy is here.
I love it.
They are all your children, and this is becoming an annual tradition, so we thank you for joining us yet again.
No worries.
Obviously, with so many big things happening this weekend, you are not a champion going into WrestleMania.
Look, I feel like one.
Okay. How do you feel going in? Feels like you're maybe best shape of your life? Mentality, how is it? Obviously, triple threat match isn't easy. How is the mentality here?
Yeah, I mean, triple threat matches, they're unpredictable. You've got people coming from every single direction. You got to watch your back at all times. You got to watch everyone else's back because Io could pin Bianca. Bianca could pin Io. Anything could really happen. But going into WrestleMania 41, I am ready. I want my Women's World Championship back, and yes, even though I am an emotional wreck at times and I don't make good decisions.
Happens to all of us.
It's a human thing, it's a human thing, and that's just how I have to deal with it. But going into WrestleMania 41, I am as ready as I'm going to be, and I cannot wait.
Okay, I'm happy to hear you didn't break your nose. A lot of us thought you broke your nose whenever Io Sky springboarded off the top to push you into Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
One of the moments where you guys, not a lot of respect seemingly amongst the three of you at this point. You're healthy heading in. Nose is good.
Nose is good.
And how excited are you guys to finally kind of handle this that's been kind of brewing for, since Elimination Chamber?
I mean, we're all extremely excited to get in there and just brutalize each other. We've been waiting for this moment, especially Bianca and I. We've talked about heading into WrestleMania against each other for the last 3 to 4 years. Even since NXT, we've always been talking about this. Add Io into the mix, I'm as ready as I can be. I'm excited for this. I'm willing to go into my bag of tricks and just put everything on the line.
As you know, kicking off WrestleMania is the second most, obviously there's the main event.
Yep.
And then there's the kickoff of the show. Big deal. You've been a part of it a few times now, obviously, throughout. You're doing it yet again. How does that change your day and your preparation?
I just have to start earlier. I have to mentally prepare to go to war a lot earlier and have the crowd be hotter, which is good because then I get more of an adrenaline rush because they're really loud and just excited to be there. We're opening the show, so it's just we get all the emotion straight out, and it's going to be absolutely thrilling.
Chosen to set the tone for the evening is a massive honor, obviously something that has been bestowed upon you plenty of times. Cole has a question for you, Rhea.
So, Rhea, Io Sky is sort of, in her mind, taking a back seat in this whole build to this match. It's sort of been you and Bianca, and Io, despite being the champion, sort of been off to the side. You have never beaten Io Sky.
What's this guy's
What
deal?
the hell?
What's
So
your deal?
does that come in?
Sorry, he's not on our show. You know that. He's a guest.
Leading question, brother.
I'm just wondering if that weighs on you at all going into the match.
I mean, it's always going to be there. It's a fact. I've never beaten Io Sky. That's something that I have to live with and I have to think about. But I've gotten very, very close to beating Io Sky. And I had her beat on Raw until Bianca decided to get up out of her chair and steal the spotlight.
You kind of got distracted there. I'm going to say it.
I did.
I'm on your
I
side.
did.
I'm on your side, but you kind of got distracted.
I definitely did because I've had people turn on me left, right, and center. Since I came up to Raw, I've had people turn on me in NXT. I've had friends betray me, family betray me. So then to see Bianca go back on her word after years of us saying that we wanted to face each other one-on-one at WrestleMania, for then to see her get up and cheer for Io.
Come on.
I took that as disrespect and another betrayal in a way. So like I lost my temper. I went out there, of course. Like it wasn't the smartest thing to do.
But we're in it.
I also had Io beat. She only got up because she got a little cheerleader next to her.
Are you worried about the cheerleader and Bianca teaming up against you? You are the eradicator.
You know, I'm not worried, to be honest. They can team up if they want.
Are you going to do this number here? How come nobody ever does this one?
Smart, it's a good move.
Because I don't know if that one works.
It does.
We don't know.
It does,
We don't
dude.
know. Yeah, we've been.
Watch,
As soon as you
Hulk.
start, just do what. Hulk, look, Terry's got it.
Well, I mean, mine was real. I kind of started it with the, boom right there. It's kind of the early Genesis, but you're sitting right there. Okay,
Yeah.
you're waiting.
Show me.
You're calling it, and then boom, 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 and then maybe if they come at the same time, you're speed bagging them. No one's ever tried it before, Rhea. I'm just saying, maybe something to think about, brother.
I might give it a go.
Okay, not a bad idea. Terry does have a question for you, Rhea.
I do. Listen, Rhea, everybody knows about WrestleMania. Man, look at this. Look at all these people.
Boy, they don't like you.
Yeah, they don't, I mean,
That's good heat, brother. That's good
Well,
heat.
that's because I was running hot in L.A. about 20 years ago. Everybody forgets that. But listen, WrestleMania, much different, obviously, than WrestleMania 3 when I was body slamming Andre and basically changing the face of wrestling forever. But I'm just curious, are you surprised when you see how much bigger this gets every single year? I mean, you're a massive superstar now, but you're wrestling Las Vegas. It was Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, dude.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not that surprising. WrestleMania just seems to keep growing and growing and growing and getting more popular. And now, honestly, with our deal with Netflix as well, there's more eyes on the product than there ever has been. People that weren't wrestling fans before, they're now checking it out, and they're like, I want to see the Super Bowl of WWE and wrestling in general. I want to watch WrestleMania 41. I want to see these superstars that I've just started watching and watch them go to war for the championships that they're going for. Like, there are so many eyes, and to see the product get this big and just continue to grow, it's amazing. I'm not surprised, I want to say, but it's just cool to see how high the product can go and how many eyes are really on us all, because it deserves it. It deserves the platform that it's on, and we all work our asses off for this. So we appreciate everyone that actually does come and watches from home and supports us doing the thing that we love. So thank you guys.
Yeah, we are lucky that you do your thing. I was just checking out your nails right now. Awesome.
Yes.
Your rings, your watch, your bracelets.
My bracelets, my many, many bracelets.
Yeah, I mean, 3 chains. I mean, we are, hey, come on. We're saucing going into WrestleMania.
WrestleMania ready.
I love everything about it. Go ahead.
You know
Cole.
what's amazing to me is that you've only been doing this 10 years, right? You started in a small promotion in Australia, came over to the States, a completely different individual when you came here. I remember calling your matches in the Mae Young Classic, completely different. Rhea Ripley. Since you, and I read an article about it earlier this week, since you quote unquote found yourself, you've seemed so much more confident and just on a different level than you've ever been before.
Yeah, it took a lot. I was always someone that would listen to every part of the criticism that people would throw at me, and honestly, it started eating me alive, and I just didn't feel comfortable being myself. I wanted to have the long blonde hair to hide behind it. It was my hiding mechanism, like if I got shy, I just hid behind my hair. I didn't get tattoos because I was worried that WWE wouldn't hire me because I had tattoos. I didn't like standing out too much. I just wanted to please everyone. And then I got to a point where I wasn't happy being me like that anymore. I wanted to be my true self, and ever since I embraced who I am as a human and started dressing the way that I wanted to dress, I cut my hair, I felt more confident because I couldn't hide behind it. Man, it felt good. It felt really, really good. Getting tattoos, I know it's just something little, but like, man, it's me.
Hey, you became mommy.
I appreciate you guys.
You became mommy.
I did. And that's something that I really stand for. I think everyone should just embrace their inner self and their true self, and they'll start to love themselves. Screw what people say about you.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Some days it's a lot harder than others, I will say. Especially for somebody like me, but for you, you become an inspo, obviously, to a lot of people. And since, becoming your true self, even though you were great before, you have become an anomaly. You're one of one.
Thank you.
You are special. You are something that this company needs, this profession needs, this business needs. And I'm so happy to see you once again in a championship opportunity. Enjoy the whole weekend, okay?
Oh, I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Eradicator, Mommy Rhea. Broke the stage. Jonas broke our stage. See you later. Fans are sick. She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Terry's pants are a little tighter.
Hey, easy, dude. Show a little respect, brother. Maybe, though.
She's awesome. Rhea's awesome. As Michael Cole takes selfies, D-Butt returns to the set. So, when I was down, whenever we were down at NXT, Foxy, I don't know if you have a camera and a microphone back there, do you, Foxy?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Hey, you remember when we were going down to NXT? It was during COVID.
Yep.
And there was only a few NXT talent. Whoever was just on the show was there, and then there was only a couple producers. So it was like, I don't want to say a small class of people, but we were very lucky to be a part of that week in, week out. Rhea was one of them, obviously. Karrion Kross was down there. Ciampa, Gargano. Aleister Black was down there, yes, at that time. Pete Dunne. Yeah. Those scumbags. From Adam Cole all the way through the rest of the group. But Rhea was down there, and she was in the middle of understanding, I think.
I would kind of say we've known her since day one, and we've watched this journey from beginning till now, and it's honestly outstanding.
I agree completely. I was thinking about that the other day whenever she came out and the place went bananas.
And she's always been so nice to us. Was nice to us then, nice to us now. It's awesome.
Always cool, yeah. In the night I did War Games, she might have caught wind, her and others, that I was going to go off the top of the cage or whatever. And like right before I go out, her and I forget who else. It might have been Karrion Kross, and they go, "Don't have to, don't have to go off the top." And it's like, have to go off the top, don't you think? And they're like, "Yeah, you don't have to." I'm like, "All right, I'll see you on the other side." Literally, like the last two people I see going out there. So it's great to see who she is.
Confidence. Confidence. That's what she's gained in the last number of years, and that's why she's great. She believes in herself now.
Two-time world champ, longest reigning one. What do you think her thoughts were on you, Razor Ramon?
I assumed, classic bad guy. She gets it. She knows what's going on here, and also, confidence. She oozes machismo. I feel like that is something that we all can relate to, and I am looking forward to that kickoff because you guys mentioned it too. Obviously, main event. You want to be main eventers. That's huge. The kickoff match just as important. That's the one that kind of sets the tone. I feel like that's the one you kind of have to land because that gets everybody going for the rest of the night.
Sets the tone. What is the kickoff matches for
WrestleMania Saturday is going to be Gunther versus Jay for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
That's a football stadium?
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
With that set?
That's a Toad setter, brother.
Coming down like Chris Angel.
That's going to be a long time, too. That's what I'm thinking. That's the first match?
Remember the yeeting in Indy at the Rumble?
Absolutely. I'm going to be exhausted.
Oh, man, I didn't even think of that.
I'm going to be absolutely exhausted. First match of the night. Cannot wait to sweat as Jey Uso makes his way to the ring to potentially become a world champion for the first time. Darius J. Butler, your thoughts on Rhea, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky match for the title kicking things off on Sunday?
Cannot wait. You guys were just talking about Rhea and just her aura. And obviously, you know, EST, can't wait to see that. And then she hasn't beaten Io Sky yet. So I know that's on her mind, but I cannot wait for that match to kick off things.
As one of the best athletes I've ever witnessed,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What are your thoughts on what happens in a ring for people that maybe don't watch wrestling at home?
What do you mean? Just
the things that are happening.
I mean, it's impressive when especially when you're in person and you see these athletes, because it's live, and we know what it is. Obviously, was shoot sports, as Stone Cold Steve Austin called it. When you're in that live arena, you're just reacting, but you have one time. It's not like you can pre-record and say, "Hey, let's go do that again. We didn't hit it." So it's impressive to see these world-class athletes in those moments. They feed off the fans. They hear Roman said. They hear the fans. They feel it, and it's awesome being a fan and just taking in not only what they do athletic-wise, but telling the story, as Michael Cole would say.
It's actual magic, It is. It's actual magic happening in front of our eyes, and there's been a couple people talking about it where just watch and disappear. There's a lot of hypercritical things on everything, and I understand the world we're in with the amount that we know about everything. It's hard not to dissect and study every decision made in every facet of life. Definitely in the wrestling world, it's like if you just sit back and watch for the next 3 days, you're going to disappear into a world and you're going to say, wow, what a ride. That is literally what wrestling is every single time.
I mean, it happened to us last night when we were at the stage reveal. There's just I don't know, maybe 1 million lights, and they're all choreographed perfectly. The pyro's choreographed perfectly. Leave whatever's happening in the ring out of it. If you just watch the light
spectacle
the entire time, it'd be worth the weekend.
You talk about last night, the set reveal that we were in. That's an incredible honor to be bestowed upon us. And shout out to Stephanie McMahon for doing that. The set's so big, it makes a football stadium look like a basketball arena. It does. That thing is so, that's what I think it looks like.
3 levels, right?
Huge. It goes all the way up to the roof of the and then they got seats in the, there's going to be people in the stage.
What a unique experience for the fans that have those seats near the stage, on top, in the bleachers, so to speak. It's going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, the shit's going to be insane. They're doing things that have, obviously it's the 41st one. There's been a lot of these. There's been a lot of big brains throughout the history of wrestling that have thought of ideas. This weekend, there's going to be things that we've never seen before happen, and there's going to be things happen this weekend that'll never be seen again. And there's one man's brain who's kind of been tasked with driving the ship of said WWE. He'll be heading into the Hall of Fame tonight. He'll be on a headset all weekend. He's a man who has given more to this business than anybody that I've ever met, committed his entire being to it, and will for the rest of his life. The current boss. Ladies and gentlemen, the cerebral assassin, terrorizing CCO Triple H.
About the game, dude. Time to play. Pros.
Nailed it.
Okay. Mania ready.
You still got it.
Cole nailed it.
At my age, I feel good that it's sprayed still. I usually
Triple H, thank you so much for blessing us with conversation and also great work building up to all of this. Now, there has been a transition into a new era of the WWE. The WWE has had success for decades and decades, but at the current moment, we are at a different stratosphere than it has ever happened before for anybody. The multi-billion-dollar deals with Netflix, the global interruption that the entertainment world is doing, this setup for WrestleMania here in Las Vegas has to feel good. And it has to feel fulfilling that something that you love is now captivating more people seemingly than ever. Is that an accurate assessment of how you feel?
100%. I think, there's no greater feeling than something that you're that passionate about, where you live and breathe it 24/7. And to be able to put it out there, to be able to work along people, like you, like everyone else that feels the same way, that is as passionate about it, that grew up loving it, and that was a fan, that now gets to be a part of it. For us to all work together and see this level of success where these men and women can go out there, there'll be a couple 100,000 people will descend on Vegas this weekend for WrestleMania. There'll be, over 100,000 people there over a couple of days in the stadium. It's hard to put into words how cool it is.
Yeah, I think so, because Steve said earlier, he said, houses are packed, checks, like old school, the way they talk about what's success in the business. Well, there are people in the arena moving merch, and who cares? Do people care?
Yeah.
It's like people care now around the world. Everywhere we go is filled. Every single arena we've ever been in since I've been here has been filled. And now you got a football stadium looking like a basketball arena with how big that set is. I mean, is there thoughts of how much bigger can it get? Legit, because I'll sit out there sometimes, watch all the shit that you guys have put together, all of it. All the shows, all the stories, all this. It's like, how much bigger can you get? Are you guys still focusing on big growth project, or what is the thoughts?
I just don't think there's a ceiling on it. To me, and again, this is just my personal feeling on it, there is no greater form of entertainment than what we do. When it is done well and when it is at the highest level, there's nothing like it. It's why I became captivated as a 5-6-year-old kid with it, and that's all I wanted to do. It's why you grew up captivated. It was why all of them grew up captivated with it. And one of the coolest things is to look out here and see people of every single age group, every single race, denomination, everybody. It's a big, giant melting pot. It's like a family reunion. You come here, there's no fights over teams. There's no battles. It's just everybody loving something and getting along doing it. And then when you see that, and then you see little kids like this guy right here sitting on the shoulders, like that's that next generation, right? And they bring that next generation here, and hopefully he'll love it for life. And maybe I won't be here, but down the road we'll see him with his kids here, taking it to another level.
We'll need to see you here, by the way. We need you to live forever because of what you're doing right now with the WWE. And the boys will have their questions, but I have mine here. I heard you talk about the conversation you had with John Cena when he said he was sick of these fans and he wanted to turn on them and join The Rock. With how that is going, with Cody Rhodes, do you have any clue on what the reaction from these people will be if John Cena does what he says he's going to do, which is win the title and ruin wrestling? How do we make sure that doesn't happen so that this kid right over here that's on his dad's shoulders still has a wrestling that he can love going forward and not have that John Cena ruin it all here in Las Vegas, Mr. H?
Well, I think that incredibly cool of John. It would have been very easy for John Cena to want to come back here, do his greatest hits, and ride off into the sunset and just take the easy road and enjoy this last run and just relax into it. This is a challenge for him. Whether everybody loves that challenge or not, it's a challenge for him to bring things in a different way and to, on his last run,
do things that he's never really done before and sort of challenge himself to go there. So hats off to him. I will say this, and this is not to combat John because his opinion is his opinion. You cannot stop this. You cannot kill WWE.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't care.
John.
I don't care what anybody says, what anybody does. This is WWE. This right here. This sea of people, that kid on the shoulders, this is WWE, and no matter what anybody says, thinks, or any differently, you cannot kill it. It will continue on.
Yeah, John. And once again, I'm a John Cena fan. Okay, there was a lot of Let's Go Cenas earlier. Not that many Cena suck, so they might be on your side of this whole thing. D-Bud has a question for you, H.
Yeah, kind of on an earlier note, Pat was mentioning how people can be so hypercritical of the business now in this day and age. So many people care, and I live on X. And saw just an excerpt of your interview saying, hey, kind of F off, don't be a critic, be a fan. Was there more context to that because everything is so clipped down now?
Yeah, look, I'm just a big believer that if I ask you to go watch it, I tell you I saw a movie, thought it was great, you should go see it. Mm-hmm. You just go see it, you're a fan, you go watch it, you come back, you like it, you didn't, whatever. If I say, go watch that movie, give me a report on it, tell me all the things that worked, all the things that didn't, you go watch that movie differently, right? That's my point. At some point, you loved this. You loved it more than anything, and you grew up watching it, and you're invested, and you went as a fan, and then some reason you got into being a critic, or somebody asked you to be a critic, and now you're hypercritical. To me, that ruins the experience for people. I don't want to go watch a movie or anything else and just criticize everything I see in it. I just want to go see if I enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
You know, people will criticize this. I don't put a lot of stock into what is on the internet unless it follows through to other things we do, right? So if they're, when Jey Uso won the Rumble, there were a lot of people that had their thoughts and comments and opinions on that, which is at the end of the day all they are. But there are 15,000 people in a venue, and as Pat said, it's been sold out all the time, yeeting and going absolutely crazy when he comes out, including him, right? So who do we listen to? The few people, you know what I mean, or the large crowd? And that's the thing. So we're fortunate enough to have a focus group every single night of a lot of people that are really in that moment fans, not being critics, not being anything else. And people are allowed to love what they love and dislike what they dislike, and their opinions are their opinions. Yeah. But you cannot base things on the opinion of some when the majority feels differently. But when the majority starts to feel it, then that's when you got to listen. You got to listen. Yeah, you got to listen.
It's a business where the fans very much matter.
Absolutely.
And in the world that we're in, though, it's like, are the fans that are the most vocal representing the most amount of people? You know, that's kind of a conversation happening around a lot of businesses. I will say this. The passionate fans that are critical of everything that happened are going to be wrestling fans for the rest of their lives. And that's why I think they feel a certain gatekeeping of what a wrestling fan is allowed to be, what a wrestling fan isn't allowed to be, what's allowed to happen. So I think they will always exist. But I will have you know, D-Butch, I don't think was like a diehard fan other than when he was a kid. Connor just got into it recently. Ty literally has been in it since he was a kid. We can't wait to just sit back. And that's why my job is the best in the world. I get to sit next to Cole, and I get to just watch wrestling for 2.5, 3 hours and have the time of my life. The business right now is more fun and better than it's ever been. And I think a lot of the ex-wrestlers that would say that is the case as well. Promo-wise, back in the day, there was dogs, okay? Nowadays, there's a lot of people that are good on mics as well.
Yeah.
In the ring, being able to work. Back in the day, there was definitely guys that were able to work, but there was also a lot of guys that maybe couldn't work that well. Now it feels like a lot more people have the ability to work. Just like every sport, there's an evolution that takes place.
Absolutely.
And I think it's in a great spot. So I think the people on the internet that are negative, I think they'll be around forever. I think that's why they feel so passionate about it. But man, the bigger picture of all of us, we have loved the ride that you have taken us on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, legit.
Look, it's part of the thing.
It's a ride, brother. You're taking us on a ride. That's real.
For me, like one of the things I love to watch, we have the spy camera on you guys where I can see you, so if we need to talk about things between segs. There were times when I would see him and, bless him, would be trying to, you'd be like, oh my God, that's incredible. oh, look at that. You know what I mean? He's trying to give you this energy, and he's just sitting there. And now I watch him jumping out of his seat, and I watch him freaking out and having a blast. I watch you doing it. I watch fans doing it. To me, that's the answer right there. If people are doing that, we got them, and we're in a good place. And when they're not, then we readjust and we shift and we get them back there.
Lucky to be a part of your company. Cole has a question for you.
You know, one of the cool things about my whole career here is watching the evolution of you over 28 years. I mean, we've been...
I'll still wedgie you right now.
Do
Yeah.
it. Do
Please
it.
do, dude.
Do it now. Do it. I don't think so.
I am not reaching into the back of his pants for any reason under the sun.
You know, and it was really cool being a part of the whole evolution of NXT with you and being there and the Performance Center and being a part of all that. You've allowed us to be us, and you've allowed us to have fun. And I said it last year at WrestleMania, I love professional wrestling, and that's because of you. You've given me the opportunity to go out there and be who I am. I will say this, out of everything I've been through in this company, tonight is going to be perhaps the biggest honor of my career, because Pat and I are going to be able to host the Hall of Fame tonight, and we are going to be there to induct this man into the class of 2025 tonight, the Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You do deserve it, and I know you didn't want it. Like, I saw a lot of people saying, like, Triple H in charge, now Triple H going in. And for those people, just because I am very lucky to have conversations with other people potentially that have the ability to make decisions, this was the last thing that he wanted. Was forced upon you. But I hope at this point, at least, you understand just what they said. You deserve it, brother. 10 times.
Thank you. Look, clearly I've accepted it. When they surprised me with it and Shawn and Taker walked out on stage, I thought I just didn't read the format sheet for the town hall we were doing, and I thought, like Shawn's coming out here to promote something, and I didn't see it on the sheet. Like, I got to start paying more attention to this. It's an incredible honor. It was an incredible honor to be told by those two. You know, as we had talked about Hall of Fame, I did not want to do it. We had other plans, and then Nick took things into his own hands, and he's the president. So what can I do?
Yeah, not just him. There's a board too. There's a lot of people that were like, "We don't care if he doesn't want it. He deserves it. Look at this. Look at this, dude.
Is that good, dude?"
Yeah.
And I do want to say something. You see all the titles. You've won 15, I believe, or 14.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I should know this, but you
14,
guys know.
14.
With that being said, how do you feel about the fact that John Cena could possibly beat Ric Flair's record and have 17 world titles on Sunday? Because I know what Ric Flair means to you in your life. How are you going to feel if John wins and breaks Ric's record?
I'll be happy for John. We'll be happy for the industry. You know, records are there to be broken. They're there to be surpassed. It is there for the next generation to come ahead and
chase.
Yeah, to chase, to have that sort of sitting in front of you. I think that if it's going to be done, there is nobody probably more deserving to do it than John Cena. But he's got a lot to overcome late in his career. And if you ask me, it's why he's on the shortcut that he's on, because it's a lot harder to do it at the place he's at than it was 20 years ago. So if he does it, I'll be incredibly happy for him. It doesn't take away from what, you know, Flair did or his amazing career, greatest of all time. But you can make that argument. You know, people have been having that argument since the beginning of anything. You know, how you can compare the Hogan era or the Savage era to the Bruno Sammartino era.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for saying that.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Has he? How long's he been wearing that?
All day.
Yeah. Just today?
Yes.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
All week, bro.
I was going to say, I'm not taking it off till Monday, dude.
You know, I just think that you can't make those comparisons. Everybody is great in their era, in their time. You know, it's nature. Look, I was standing back there just now, and one of your tech guys goes, You think you're going to get a bigger pop than Austin? I'm like, hell no, I'm not. You know what I mean?
Said that?
Like,
Who the fuck said that, dude?
But it's the fact that people even ask that question. I have no delusions of that, but like the comparison is always what people go to. It's just what they do. But I just don't think that's there's things you want to chase, but you've got to be happy with your own success and the place you're in. And I think those comparisons are just, people fantasizing about things that can never be. Who's better, LeBron or Jordan?
Don't go there.
Yeah.
They'll kill you, dude. They'll kill you, brother.
I'm not getting in that argument. I'm not saying anything, but it is it's hard to compare, right?
Very, very hard. Different sports, different times,
Yes.
different rules, different life, different everything.
Everything.
With that being said, you did mention his era. Hulkster has a question for you, Mr. H.
You did, Mr. H. First and foremost, congratulations on the Hall of Fame, obviously.
Thank you, Hulkster.
Please enjoy it. Please enjoy it. I'm just curious. We talk a lot about you've been there, done that. You've been at Mania, dude. You've came down that ramp, brother, and you know what that's like. Seeing you in your element last night, doing everything, the creative aspect. When you do that, do you feel like, oh, I got this, so I'm not chasing, being in the ring anymore? Because that was, as a lifelong fan, that was really cool to see, dude.
Thank you. There came a point in my time, long before I hung up my boots for health reasons, where I was kind of done with it. And I hate saying that because there's a few that I feel like, later, I don't want to say I ever phoned anything in, but I just couldn't focus on it, right? I would be doing all this other stuff and then trying to train twice a day, trying to get ready to be in the ring. The day of WrestleMania, I would be working on entrances and, doing a million other things. And somewhere late in the afternoon, I'd be like, oh my God, I got a match in a couple hours. Like, I have to go think about this for the first time. I actually sort of felt bad sometimes for the people I was working with because I didn't have the bandwidth, and the things for those other folks were almost the priority for me. I've said this a lot. To me, where I'm at now is very much like doing something for yourself in your life that you're very proud of, and then watching your kids do it and helping your kids to succeed in that, and the level of pride that you have in what they're doing. To me, tomorrow, Sunday, watching Roman, Seth, Charlotte, Rhea, just so many talent that I will watch that in some way I was there through their journey, and like to think in some manner I kind of helped them get there or guided or whatever that is. But seeing them do that and the pride that comes out of you for them, that's an indescribable feeling. I can't, it makes my career in ring pale in comparison to me in what it means to me to what I am doing right now.
Fulfillment, brother. That's what you're feeling whenever you watch that. I assume teachers feel this way, coaches feel this way, parents obviously feel this way. And I had a chance to be NXT icon in the black and gold brand whenever you were running it.
Icon?
I'm an icon, yeah. Main evented one.
You heard what the hell he said.
Did you ever main event a fucking PLE?
I'm undefeated at WrestleMania.
That's not the question.
Yeah, so am I. Have you ever main evented a PLE?
No.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I did one year. A country whipping match.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, I took a lot of pride.
So icon.
Yeah,
icon.
I took a lot of pride in being a part of the NXT that you were running, but everybody that was down there watching you do your thing was like, oh, this is what you were like supposed to do. The way you interact with people, the way you think of answers, because a lot of it is problem solving too. And to his point, Hulkster's point about watching you last night, it was cool, and it has been cool to kind of watch you do your thing and how you go about doing it. Vastly different than maybe it's been done in the past.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, for me, it's just fun. I'm not out there doing it because I think, like, oh, I got to get on this, or I got to control that, or I got to this. Like, I just want to have fun. I want to go out there. I want to do this. I want to work with talent. I want to collaborate with people. The favorite thing for me on doing this is like, hey, what do we want to do here? And let's talk about this. And we had an idea for this. What do you think? How do we want to get there? And sort of riffing those ideas and bouncing them off people when you can be creative with somebody. To me, it's the best. It's I don't know. That's the coolest part of the job is just
you smoke weed?
Seeing it come through. What's that?
That's it.
What's that?
What's that?
What do I want?
Just as a creative person, I consider myself a pretty creative person. I think there's a lot of creative people.
Creative dude.
Creative guys.
But Pat, I've never seen you smoke weed.
You're right.
Yeah.
So you don't either, right?
You eat a lot of candy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vitamins.
Vitamins.
Yeah.
Vitamins. But what is your creative process? Do you listen to music? What is?
It's a weird thing. People say, like, what do you do to get creative? I don't know. I don't feel like my brain doesn't stop.
Me neither. Yeah.
You know, and you're just constantly thinking about it. The thing that's cool,
notes section in your phone. What do you do?
Yeah, a lot of that. I'm very not technical with the technology stuff, so I tend to not put things in notes. I tend to just send myself a text.
Oh.
And then
your own phone number?
Yeah. And then I just roll through my text and look at all the ideas.
What did I want to tell me?
Yeah, exactly. I just have a conversation with myself on text.
The notes section's right there, right?
Yeah, it's, seems easier, but then again, I don't know. It wasn't notes when I started texting.
You getting a notification from yourself? Oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, what did I say? Yeah, I got to go in there and look at what I said. Sometimes I piss myself off at the things I say to myself.
I understand. Yes. You gotta, Hey, watch how you speak to yourself. You're listening.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. You've been doing great. We are all following along. Razor Ramon has a question for you. Obviously, friend of yours.
Yeah, Mr. H. We're talking about the creative part, and luckily we were able to debut the stage to lead the show today and during the second hour, and it's incredible. But I feel like not everybody gets the full sense of what it really is going to look like, tomorrow and Sunday. How did that design happen? Did you kind of start thinking of that as soon as WrestleMania last year started? And is this one of those stages where you do wish you were walking down that ramp just to feel what it's going to feel like and how different it is from the ones of the past?
Well, in all honesty, I'll walk up and down that ramp about 4,000 times tomorrow.
Perfect.
Tomorrow and Sunday, I'll be worn out by the end of the day from going up and down that ramp. Look, the beautiful part about this business, the difficult part about this business is it never stops, right? It's the story that never ends, thank God. As soon as a chapter is done, there's another chapter. And as soon as you put on an event, there's another event happening after it. People are just interested in what you're going to give them at that event. Forget about what you did at the one before, right? So it never ends. It's also the thing I think that is tough for people. It wears them out. When you're there every single week, and when you have to do that then multiple times per week, every single week. Travel. And if something goes wrong, you gotta acknowledge it. You've got to then push it aside, and you got to move on. You have an opportunity to fix it tomorrow or the next day or whenever that is. So you sort of have to be in that mode of just celebrate the wins. Learn from the misses, but move on from both. Don't we'll celebrate when Sunday is over. We'll celebrate for probably 2 or 3 minutes before somebody will hand me the script of what we're going to be doing and the run sheet for Monday Night Raw the next night. And before I can even look at that, I'll roll over to the Tony Hinchcliffe roast and get with you guys. And then, at some point in time, we'll get on that. But this week we spend a lot of time. Put it this way, what we have done for WrestleMania is now kind of done. I sat with Floyd Mayweather once in his locker room right before a fight, and he was just laying on a couch watching a basketball game because he had money on it. Was the most relaxed person I'd ever seen outside of Pat on a regular.
Sure.
Just hanging out, right? And I said, well, I'm going to let you do your thing. And he's like, I've already done my thing. If I haven't done everything there is to do before I got here today, nothing I'm going to do right now is going to fix it. So I'm just going to relax, and in a little bit I'm going to go out there and fight. No big deal, right? I feel like that's how we are. If we haven't done everything there is to do pretty much before that event starts on Saturday, we've messed up. So this week we spend a lot of time on what happens on the other side, right? You have to get through what's in front of you, but the second you get the top of Mount Everest, you got to look around and say, which hill am I going up next? Doesn't mean you don't enjoy the success. Doesn't mean you don't, learn from the mistakes. That's key. But you have to then put all that stuff aside and move on to the next thing. And it's constant. It is constant. And that is, I think there are a lot of people that want to be in this industry, and you see them get weeded out by the long term. Anybody can do this short term. But when you start to get into the years and years and years, that grind is what takes you down and can wear you out.
The excitement about this too, Paul, is that you have WrestleMania every PLE now, every month. is almost like WrestleMania. I mean, it's just as important, but we're playing major stadiums around the world, so you've got to be able to.
Royal Rumble is in a football stadium.
Right. You have to be able to act.
Royal Rumble in a football stadium. SummerSlam will be 2 nights in MetLife this year.
Football stadium.
Yeah, will be, and that's the other thing. Even just the town are coming off 3 weeks in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Like sold out massive shows in Europe. We'll do this 3 weeks from this weekend. We'll be Backlash. A few weeks after,
really?
Maybe weeks
That's
after.
3 weeks from this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Quick turnaround, dude.
Yeah. It comes quickly and it keeps moving, and you just have to try to stay in front of it. And sometimes people will say, "How do you guys do it?" You just keep stepping. You just keep one step in front of the other, and you just keep moving forward. That's it.
And I've said one of the things about your leadership is the fact that you understand that you have an all-star team. Like, you have an all-star team across the board, behind the scenes, on air, in the ring, and you utilize that. And you don't overmanage. You basically say, you guys know what you're doing. The buck stops with you. But
how am I going to tell you how to ring announce or how to announce ringside? You know what I mean? I can add a storyline beat in here or there. I can tell you if something, don't go that far with that or whatever. But those are just little side notes. The rest of it, it's like, you guys do what you do. I can't, you're the best in the world.
But you rely on this team, and I think that's what makes it so good.
I can't do any of this without everybody else that's here. I can't
We can't do any of this without you being here. Tonight, we'll celebrate you going into the Hall of Fame. This weekend, we will celebrate you and your team's big-ass brain. And on Monday, at the Raw After Mania, we will celebrate what the next chapter is after you wrap up this particular WrestleMania season. And if you're on the internet, because it would never happen in real life, because every time I've ever been with you in public, doesn't matter if the people speak our language or speak another language. As soon as they see you, there's a that's Triple H and Triple H. Everybody does it because of how much you've done. But if you want to talk your shit on the internet, we got 2 words for you. Triple H, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, pretty good race for Ramon, huh? Pretty good Scott Hall. Not bad. You gotta get slower with his feet. Like yeah. Yeah, just tackle something.
Game, brother.
This way.
Hey, Jimmy, do your job. Get your boss over there.
Great work. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Triple H.
And let's not forget Jimmy Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could, you don't know him, but you should. Can I get a go, Jim Kelly?
Go, Jim Kelly. Go, Jim Kelly.
He's I like that.
A little buzz.
He's a bald-headed, handsome man who is obviously a director of security for the WWE. Who knows?
I mean, he's like Bart the mall cop guy.
Paul Blart?
Paul Blart, yeah.
Like, he really nailed it.
He is not that.
That's a
and
low
I hope he
blow,
beats your
brother.
ass, yeah. Okay, from us here at the WWE world, there's only one thing left for us to do. And I think we should get AJ up here for this, for sure. Hawker, we need you to come up here for this, AJ, because
I'll have another beer, dude.
we are gonna pick every single match that will be happening this WrestleMania weekend. AJ, can you hear?
Yep, I'm good to go.
Welcome back out here. I hope you got a chance to chat with Triple H about real professionalism.
I really did. I got to talk about the set. Triple H is the man. Love that guy.
It was Zito who asked him if he thought he was going to get a bigger pop than.
Good job, Zito.
And he did.
Layup.
Thanks for coming.
That's a great question to ask somebody. I'm sure that's not something they're thinking about as they're going out there. Boys, we need to pick every single match.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
It's a lot of them because it's a celebration of the year that was and a lot of great superstars. I will get your takes when you make your picks, but let's be quick. Let's start out with WrestleMania Saturday night, opening the show, kicking off WrestleMania 41. we have Gunther taking on Jey Uso. Nailed it. Michael Cole leading the Yeet up here. We'll start with you, AJ Hawk. You got Gunther to retain, or is the Yeet man getting his Yeet title for the first time?
I mean, this is, for me, this is an easy one. You're going to be yeeting all over the place Saturday, so give me Jey Uso.
CM Punk?
Sure. You and I were talking about this a bit. Gunther kind of had his way over in Europe when he was on his home territory back in the US of A. We're yeeting all night long.
Jey Uso?
Yes.
Okay. T-Butch?
That is the ring general, but he lost his cool a couple weeks ago. I don't think he'll ever get it back. It's main event Jey Uso all day.
Okay, so we're yeeting out here. Razor Ramon?
I mean, look, Jey Uso was at a big night out. You know, how could you go against him? But unfortunately, I'm going to. He had his moment at the Royal Rumble, and I think Gunther's going to bring it home with those chops. Sorry, people. Wow. You're just going to have to take that in.
Survey says...
Another one for the bad guy.
Not bad. You're close. Hulkster?
Come on, man. Yeah, it's going to be Gunther, dude. That's a layup. Listen, listen to these marks. You guys don't know shit about wrestling. None of you guys.
Are you in the Hall of Fame?
I should be. If I'm not, I've recent things. I don't know if maybe they took me out or something, waiting to go back in. I don't know. I need to still look at that. But, yeah, it's going to be Gunther. It's a layup, dude.
It felt like Gunther is one of your favorites.
Yes, I love Gunther. Everything he's about, dude.
Why do you love him so much?
His makeup, his physique, his physicality. You name it, brother. I mean, Gunther's kind of the perfect WWE superstar, in my humble opinion, dude.
So you got Gunther retaining?
Without doubt.
Michael Cole, voice of the WWE. Do you have Gunther or Jey Uso?
I'm going to have to split the table. As much as I want to yeet tomorrow night,
sir,
I don't know how you stop Gunther.
Yeah.
Well said, Cole.
Powerhouse, man.
It's Gunther. The guy's an absolute machine.
I will not be making a pick because I'll be a non-biased journalist out there, but let's go to the next match, shall we, on WrestleMania Saturday. The New Day are taking on the Monday Night War Raiders. AJ Hawk, you like the War Raiders or the New Day?
Give me the New Day.
Wow.
Absolutely.
They said terrible things about Big E. We like Big E.
Yeah, they did. I love Big E as well. You know, I just take it, you know, it's competition. Things are said. Sometimes feelings are hurt, but it's going to be all right.
They'll get past it. CM Punk?
Yeah, I've got all the respect in the world for the Viking Raiders, but...
they're the War Raiders, assholes.
Come on, Adnan.
Wake up.
But I'm going to go with the New Day, okay, in this one. I like the cut of their jib more.
Darius?
Viking Raiders, whatever.
War Raiders are their name.
Get the goddamn name right, dude.
I don't give a damn.
War.
The New Day.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War.
What is it good for, dude?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
New Day.
Okay. Razor Ramon.
You know, I think I know which way Hulkster's going, so I'm going to go ahead and do the New Day. Kofi Kingston, actually,
Now, what was that supposed to
from
be?
my hometown.
I have no idea.
He's a big Patriots. He's a big Patriots fan as well. So the New Day all day.
Okay, so New Day, New Day, New Day, and Hulkster, War Raiders versus the New Day.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be another layup for the Hulkster, dude. I like the War Raiders. I do.
Why is everybody just assuming?
Why is that?
I mean, I don't get, again, there's a couple guys up here who know what the WWE is all about. No wrestling, okay? Hulkster, yeah, a couple marks over here, that's fine. You know, you guys eat your popcorn, watch Mania on Saturday and Sunday. The Hulkster's going to be breaking this thing down, dude, okay? I'm sorry, the New Day do they deserve to even be here in the first place? I don't believe so. I don't believe so, dude.
Yes, they do.
I don't believe
Hall
so.
of Famers, but they have certainly been insufferable. The Hulkster is picking against the New Day.
I love the War Raiders, man.
Nobody would have expected that.
Sorry, brother.
It feels like that could have been a lot of teams. Michael Cole.
New Day wins a 12th tag title.
New Day as well.
Boom.
Clean sweep almost for the New Day, except for one Hulkster. Let's go to the next match, shall we? This one is going to be talked about. El Grande Americano makes his WrestleMania debut against the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio. There was a clerical error that had El Grande Americano's hometown as a place that didn't exist whenever he was born. So he's obviously
in the Gulf of Mexico.
He's hailing from the Gulf of Mexico, of course. That was a big change but they just clerical error, they said. El Grande Americano has certainly done some things very quickly and captivated the audience since joining Monday Night Raw. Rey Mysterio, though, living legend, used to the bright lights, lives in Vegas, I believe, so kind of a hometown fight for him. AJ Hawk, you like Rey Mysterio or El Grande Americano?
El Grande Americano has been one of my favorites for the last couple of weeks, I would say. I know Michael Cole has some issues with him, but I'm taking Rey Mysterio on this one, Pat.
Wow.
Have to. I respect what he has done in this business.
Tone?
Similar to CM Punk, El Grande Americano is jacked. Okay?
It is.
So I'm going to go with El Grande Americano.
Okay, El Grande Americano wins in his debut at WrestleMania.
El Grande Americano is great, but I'm going with the old head, the OG, triple OG, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio with the win. Razor Ramon.
I'm a Dom Mysterio guy, so Rey can go to hell. I'm going with El Grande Americano. Well,
Boo! Nobody's a Dom Mysterio guy.
I am.
Hulkster, I think I know.
Well, I was actually going to say, we can't do this here. Initially, you see the matchup, you immediately think tie. Say maybe a double count out for both these guys. No victor out there. I will go with El Grande Americano under the stipulation, dude. If they change him back to the Gulf of America in honor of DJT, if he does that, brother, then I like El Grande Americano. If not, I think we're probably looking at like a double count-out situation. No one wins, unfortunately, dude.
But everybody wins. Do you get him a real Americano beer afterwards, or what?
Again, if he comes up to me privately and he's like, listen, I'm from the Gulf of America, dude. I don't know about this Gulf of Mexico, mumbo jumbo.
Okay.
If he does that, yeah, I'll drink a real American beer with him. Yeah, it's a great pilsner, you know, Cole.
Okay, Michael Cole.
So I'm not shocked that the real American would go pick the real Olympian, Chad Gable.
That's not Chad Gable.
Dude, I don't know that, dude. I don't know that, dude.
Stop spitting in the face of Chad Gable.
At least he gets his WrestleMania moment. But Rey Mysterio is entering his 13th WrestleMania this year. I'm going with Rey. Rey is going to kick the booty out of Chad Gable at WrestleMania.
Wow, a little booty kicking action on WrestleMania Saturday. Let's go to the next match. This one is going to be tense. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. You go back to Elimination Chamber when all of a sudden we thought we had the answer. Jade Cargill comes walking out in Toronto, Canada. We assume Liv Morgan is about to have to pay for running over Jade in the back with a car. It was Naomi all along. Bianca Belair's two best friends now in a vicious fight. They will settle it tomorrow night at WrestleMania. AJ Hawk, your pick to win. Jade or the Glow?
I'll tell you what, Jade Cargill, I've been on her bandwagon from the jump, from when she came over here.
Easy,
so give me
dude.
Jade Cargill right now. I'll take Jade.
Saw Jade in the hotel yesterday. Not betting against her.
Jade.
Yeah, I don't like what Naomi's up to. I'm going with Jade as well.
Jeez.
I like the machismo out of Naomi. I'm going with Naomi. I think the flash is cool. I think the colors are sweet.
She ran over Jade.
Yeah, and I think to run someone over, that takes a lot of moxie and a lot of gut sack. So I think we need to have more respect for that. And yeah, Jade Cargill, you know, she is jocked, but Naomi's she's a technician. She knows what she's doing in there, and that's why I'm going with Naomi.
Hulkster, excited for you to make a pick here.
Honestly, there's another one where I think we could have a double count out. I think there's a chance, brother. It's tough. I haven't looked into this match, you know, as much as I probably should have. Not as, you know, familiar with these competitors. But I'll be honest with you, dude. Cole, what are you laughing at, brother? I'm about to give you an elbow drop, dude. Followed by an atomic leg drop, brother. Honestly, give me Jade Cargill, because she looks like she might have 22s, 24s, pretty similar to the Hulkster. I'll go with Jade Cargill, but again, don't discount the possibility of no contest, dude.
Okay, thank you, Hulkster. Sorry you had to
two in one day.
Michael,
Hey, it's Mania, dude. You never know, brother.
what if it is the mania of countouts? What if every match has a double countout? Michael Cole, Jade Cargill, or
Bet the house on Jade Cargill. Naomi has no shot.
Everyone always has a shot.
how'd you feel the glow a little bit? Okay, let's go to the next fight, shall we? This one also for some championship gold. Who will be our United States champion? Will it be L.A.? or Jacob? The Samoan Werewolf. I've been a fan of LA Knight's since I saw him. And obviously, the first time I saw him was in a workout video with Triple H, 15 years ago. He stuck to the grindstone, continued to be a chiseled animal, stuck with it, grinded the hard roads, was given absolutely nothing, gets to the WWE, gets a microphone in his hand, and he's managing models. Then he moves on from that. They let him be himself, and he is an absolute superstar. I love everything about L.A. But this Samoan Werewolf is different. Jacob Fatu is an absolute beast. AJ, who's going to be our United States champion after WrestleMania Saturday?
Well, I think for all the reasons you laid out, the path that he has taken, give me L.A. Knight.
I didn't love what LA Knight did at the Rumble. You could ask Drew McIntyre about that one. And there was a full moon.
Trying to get his spots in?
Yeah, there was a full moon last night. Give me the werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Okay, I love the LA Knight and yeah, that's cool. But I saw the unveiling of the Bloodline video game cover with these boys, and with Fatu had that, I love you solo. I got to go with the werewolf, Fatu.
I love Jacob Fatu because he'll say in between those posts, coast to coast, something bar. Every time he has a microphone in front of him, slaughters.
Oh yeah.
And every time he gets in the ring, steals the show. I can see why people think the Samoan Werewolf's going to win. Razor Ramon, who do you like?
Yeah, look, I mean, LA Knight's been there, done that, and this isn't his first rodeo, and it feels like Hakim Fatu, maybe he's a little bit off a little more than he can chew. So I am also going to stick with AJ. I'm going to go with LA Knight.
Hulkster, I think we know.
Well, first and foremost, was it you? I will fucking smack the teeth out of your mouth, dude. Better watch it, brother. What the fuck's a Samoan werewolf, dude? That's not even real, okay?
It is real. Have you seen him? He's very real.
I did see dire wolves are back, so maybe if that's in like the same genus or species, then
he would kill you.
Maybe, dude. Fuck, whoop your ass too, Cole. Let's not, puff our chest out. Okay, again. You got, listen, Adnan works up here, dude. You're down here, brother. So keep chopping away. Give me LA Knight.
Nobody expected that out of you.
What do you mean? I think I've been very unpredictable so far, brother. It's coming up. It's like, hey, because everybody wants to know, too, dude. It's like, who's the Hulkster going to take? Who's the Hulkster going to pick in this one? I'm really invested in what the Hulkster
Lee Corso.
Very similar, which, shout out, GOAT.
Don't put Lee in the Hulkster.
You're right. Nowhere near.
You're right. Corso couldn't hold the Hulkster's jock.
No. Don't you ever.
What do you mean, dude?
Don't do it.
I didn't say.
I get it.
That doesn't even apply. See, you morons are these marks out here are so fucking stupid. They don't even know how to come back to me. Give me something good if you're going to come with the Hulkster, dude. Come on, brother.
I think they're supporting you.
I don't think so.
It's double count out.
Michael Cole.
Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. Okay, quick pick. Any reasoning behind it?
Yeah, because he's a beast. He's an unbelievable athlete. Wait till we tell his story tomorrow.
I cannot wait to talk about Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. Let's continue on WrestleMania Saturday night's card. Charlotte Flair, who's obviously a GOAT conversation in this business, taking on, what time is it? Tiffany Stratton and Tiffy time. Tiffy's our champion. Charlotte Flair will obviously be the challenger. And I'll tell you what, I don't know the ins and outs of this business, but
Whoa. What?
It's kind of obnoxious, dude.
I think the WWE Universe is not pulling for Charlotte Flair. I will say Charlotte's one of the greats that this company has ever seen. Great to see her back in the business, in the company. They are saying, though, that at the end of a little verbal joust sesh on SmackDown, there were some things said to each other that were a little bit of a shoot, brother.
Oh, so do not work yourself into a shoot, brother. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, right, Cole.
You're right.
There is a lot of animosity in this one. We expect a very physical fight. AJ Hawk, do you have the champion, Young, or the GOAT, Charlotte Flair?
Without a doubt, I think it's Tiffy time, Pat.
Wow, AJ, what a pick. CM Punk?
You know what time it is. I always know what time it is. It's Tiffy time.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be clobbered.
I didn't love what Charlotte did, sneaking up on her,
want to steal her
beating
moment.
the shit out of her. Like, so yeah, it is Tiffy time.
Wow.
Hey, maybe one of these guys grows a brain, huh, and picks something different than the guy before him, huh?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice, brother?
For TV?
Yeah, thank you. You actually be disgusted in yourself, especially you, CM Punk.
Razor Ramon, Tiffy time, or Charlotte Flair?
I mean, I agree with Hulkster 1, but 2, it ain't Tiffy time, it's Pacific time, and it's screwing with me because I just looked at the clock and it's 11:30 and it's Charlotte Flair all day. Yeah, sure, she might have done some scummy things. You do what it takes to win. And a person with the last name Flair knows that better than anyone, so give me Charlotte Flair.
Hulkster?
Yeah, it's going to be Charlotte Flair, dude. You're talking about Ric Flair's daughter. Someone who goes in and puts this place over every time I come in here. So, yeah, give me Charlotte Flair, dude.
He just picked the same guy.
Yeah, same pick as Razor.
Same guy's the guy before him.
No, because I took Naomi. He had a count out on the.
No.
Hey, fuck you, dude. Keep it coming.
Can we get back to the picks, please?
I'm trying, dude.
Hulkster, please, jeez.
14 world titles.
Right.
Involved in the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania a number of years ago.
Right.
Reach.
So much experience. This is Tiffany's first WrestleMania.
Why?
Charlotte Flair will dominate tomorrow.
Oh! It is not Tiffy time.
Table split.
Reset the clock. It is not Tiffy time. And the main event of the evening. 3 names in men synonymous with dominating this era of professional wrestling. This era of sports entertainment have had a 3-headed horse leading the way. You have Seth freaking Rollins taking on CM. And the man who is looking to get back to the top of this entire industry, the OTC Roman Reigns. This one is going to shut the show down in spectacular fashion. This one has so much personal tension amongst the 3 of them that it's almost at a point of combustion. Paul Heyman, who is normally the wise man for Roman Reigns, will actually be the best friend of CM Punk in his corner. Roman battles alone. Seth freaking Rollins told Paul Heyman that he owes him a favor as well because Seth didn't squish Paul Heyman's head through a ring 2 weeks ago. AJ, this one could go any direction. This one could be a triple countout. This one could be all 3 men not able to get back on their feet because
there are no countouts in a triple threat.
This one.
You don't know yet. Mania, anything can happen.
All 3 of these men could die out here. AJ, who do you have?
I love the animosity between these 3, but we know where I'm going.
Hey, man, we don't have to pick on this one.
He was out here. We saw him.
We don't have to pick?
This guy next to me, I can't pick this guy.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Put it up.
The table has selected, except for one person, CM Punk.
Fun fact, I'm only dressed like this today because CM Punk has a beard and similar hair.
Oh.
Wow. Clean sweep for our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Okay, that's WrestleMania Saturday. Let's get to WrestleMania Sunday. Kicking off night 2, Io Sky, our women's world champion, taking on the EST, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Bloody Ripley out of Australia. She joined us earlier. Obviously, the vibes are high. She looks confident and calm heading into yet another WrestleMania title match. Io Sky is our champion, kind of not been chatted about much. And then Bianca Belair is used to having gold around her waist as well. Should be electrifying to start on Sunday. AJ, who wins?
Well, we saw Mommy was out here earlier. She's an impressive performer, but Io Sky. Give me Io Sky. She's been under the radar, like you said. She's in a great spot. No one's talking about her. She's going to dominate.
Io Sky's been counted out, AJ. You
I
said
know.
that's what you like.
That's what chip on the shoulder. Give me more chip. Just keep stacking those chips. Let's give it to her.
Love
Io
that.
Sky.
Mommy, enough said.
Rhea Ripley from Tone.
Yeah, I did appreciate Mommy and her aura. But I'm going to EST. I'm going to Bianca Belair.
The beautiful.
Bianca Belair.
Wow.
Hulk's picking.
Easy, relax.
Yeah, it's.
Sorry.
I think we're starting to get a kind of a trend, maybe.
What's that?
Analytics on this table.
Oh, we do. We
Get some
analytics on the pick.
Well, just when you think you know, you might not.
Razor. Okay. Just Razor Ramon. Who's your pick?
That's the easiest one, Rhea Ripley.
Okay, Razor loves.
Not even close.
Hulkster.
Listen, the Hulkster ain't introducing himself to too many people as Terry Bollea, brother. Okay? And that's what I did right up here to Rhea. So, yeah, give me Mommy in a landslide.
You love Mommy to win this quick and easy?
Yeah, well, I like seeing Mommy perform out there. So maybe we, extend it a little bit. But yeah, Mommy's she's taking this one.
Okay, so we got Io Sky pick. We got an EST pick. We got a Rhea Ripley, multiple picks. Michael Cole, who do you like?
Io Sky.
Okay.
Retains the title.
Wow. That would be a massive win for Io Sky, who is our champion. Next match on WrestleMania Sunday is a tag team title match. The champions are the only women's tag team to ever be the tag team champs 3 times. They call themselves the greatest women's tag team of all time. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day take on Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, who literally just became a tag team 2 weeks ago, but both of them say, wow, we're our best selves when we're working together. Will that be enough to beat the Judgment Day, AJ Hawk?
No, it will not. Liv and Raquel continue to roll here, Pat. Give me them.
Yeah, Liv's got a bit of crazy in her, and I don't bet against crazy, so give me Liv.
Yeah, I noticed my picks the Hulkster off because I'm going with them as well. Give me Liv in the Judgment Day.
Nah, I respect that one.
Yeah, I mean, it just reeks to people who don't rush the product. Because if we're talking about crazy, we're talking about Valkyria. She's an absolute nut job. Bayley, I mean, she's been there, done that as well. This isn't her first rodeo. Liv and Raquel, they're scumbags. And I think Valkyria and Bayley bring it home. I think Valkyria's on that kind of, Rhea Ripley trajectory after her debut post NXT. So I love what they're doing.
Didn't you just say you were a Dom guy a few minutes ago?
Yeah, I didn't say I was a Liv guy, brother.
That's his girlfriend.
So? He wouldn't be the only guy's girlfriend I hate.
Okay.
Valid.
Touche, dude.
Valid, very valid. Hulkster, who do you have in this tag team title match?
This one's tough for me. Both these tag teams are smooth as butter, dude. Like, seriously, brother, I love watching them work in the ring. I'm a Bayley guy, though. So, I honestly, I don't care what Bayley's doing, who she's doing it with. I ride for Bayley, dude. So, I'm going to go with Bayley.
And?
Valkyria, whatever the hell her name is. Yeah, I'll go with her too.
She's the Intercontinental Champion.
She is awesome.
I know, and I respect the hell out of her.
She had 3 This Is Awesome chants 2 weeks ago from one of her matches. She is awesome.
And I get that. I'll level with you guys. Hulkster's got a pretty good headache, and I might be having like a fucking brain aneurysm. So
that'd be a shame.
A couple things are kind of coming and going as we get closer to the end of the show here, dude. I'd love another ice cold beer as well, dude.
There's a bunch left.
You finally drunk a good one.
He talked shit on your real American beer.
Who did?
Darius Butler.
So which beer?
Hey, guess what, D-Butt? We don't want you buying it anyway.
Hulk,
He was born in Germany.
Everybody.
He was born in Germany. Debo was born in Germany.
He's born. Hey, yeah. You scumbags. He was born on a military base in Germany. That's what I meant. Come on, dude.
Military base.
Military base. More American. More American.
Still Germany, not in the U.S. of A., brother.
Right, yeah.
What beer do you like better? Broken Skull IPA or the real American stuff?
We don't have to do that.
Okay. Anyway, Liv and Raquel will win.
Wow. You don't like Lyra and Bayley?
They've only been teamed together once. They ran a gauntlet. They did great, but they've only been a team together once. The other teams won 3 tag team titles together, and there's no way they lose.
All right, let's get to the next one. Boy, this is potential show stealing, weekend stealing. Iconic moments littered throughout. The phenomenal AJ AJ takes on the Maverick, Logan Paul.
Can I have a lager? First, we get a couple lagers.
Logan Paul has been able to take to basically every business he has tried to get into. He has a titanium plate in his fist. One punch changes the entire outcome. The pulverizer is absolutely absurd. But AJ Styles, one of the greatest men to ever step foot into a wrestling ring, and has been for the better part of the last 3 decades. Should be electrifying on WrestleMania Sunday. AJ, who do you have?
I think this is going to be one of those high flyer matches, but Logan Paul, I'm from Ohio, Pat. Logan Paul is from Ohio. I'm sticking with Logan Paul here.
Great analysis,
high flyer, fun match.
That's
Cannot
sound
wait.
strategy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
CM Punk.
Is AJ Styles still wearing gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, AJ Styles.
Okay, the phenomenal one.
I got it. I mean, I love some good heat from the hill, and nobody's getting more heat right now than the Maverick. And I would love to see another pulverizer to end it. So I think this will be the best match of the weekend from my perspective. I'm going with the Maverick, Logan Paul.
Okay, Logan Paul wins, says D. But Razor Ramon.
Yeah, AJ Styles does that weird thing with his hands where he throws up like an Illuminati triangle before his matches.
He does this because of gloves.
Yeah, it's weird. I like
gloves.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul puts on a show no matter what. So I think he'll put on a show, and I don't know. Who knows? Since these people always bitch and cry when he wins, they'll probably have him go under and AJ Styles will win because he's old.
No, don't be so
That's what
negative.
happens.
Cynical,
sometimes,
dude.
Yeah, don't be so negative.
That's what happens sometimes, man.
Both trying to.
Hulkster, who do you think?
Again, the booking of this is just incredible. It's another tough one for me, but I think I like the Maverick. The pulverizer, I'd say, is probably the second greatest finisher in the history of the WWE, maybe outside the atomic leg drop. Of course, nothing's ever touching that. Dude. You know, it's funny. Only regret. Should have done a sleeper hold for my finisher with the pythons. You know, my hips are all fucked up from the leg drop. But yeah.
I did hit only regret.
Only regret of my life, believe it or not. But yeah, dude, give me Logan Paul. You got to go with the Maverick, man. It's his time. It's his time, brother.
He came out with an American flag in Canada as well.
Yeah, let's just say I like that as well.
Yeah. Michael Cole.
I've never seen anyone take to this business like Logan Paul, and he's going to continue to steal the show at WrestleMania. And beat AJ Styles.
Oh. A lot of Logan Paul here.
Didn't see that coming.
Let's go to the next match, shall we? It is electric. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental title. Representing Judgment Day, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. We go, Dom.
And Finn Balor. A man that you have to experience to truly appreciate. I cannot wait for WrestleMania to get a chance to experience him. A man who has zero Penta takes on a man who is born to be in this business. He's more explosive than anybody. And when he shows up, the dogs are barking in every city he comes to. Our Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, the holder of the Super Spear, the Czar of Men. Will he walk out of WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion, AJ Hawk?
Give me Braun Breaker all day. He's going to break somebody in half like David Blaine splits people's legs from their torso one of these times. So Braun Breaker, no question here.
That was Chris Angel.
Yeah, you're right.
David Blaine.
Take a lap, dude.
A lot of Vegas magicians in my
Different
brain.
magician, but that was Chris Angel who saw it.
It wasn't Michael Malone, though.
He swallowed needles. The dogs are barking, says AJ Hawk. CM Punk, do you agree?
Yeah, in our office in the Thunderdome, I watched Braun Breaker, saw a 500-pound man in half.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't get that out of my head. Get me Braun.
500-pound man?
500-pound
Yeah,
man.
Debo.
Talk about Debo, dude.
How fast does Braun get up to? How many miles per hour?
23.
23 miles per hour. You know what? It won't be fast enough. I'm going with absolute pure electricity. Penta.
Whoa.
He's too dynamic. I cannot wait.
What are you saying? You're saying that he has zero. He's awesome.
And his entrance through that walk. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Hey, yo.
Look, Penta's great, and he invented that thing, which I think is cool too, and his entrance is sweet. And you know, Finn Balor, great guy, but Demon's not showing up, so I don't see Finn winning. Braun Breaker moves a million miles an hour. He gets distracted, and I think when Penta does the thing that he created, he's going to do it, and maybe Braun kind of gets confused, and then guess who's sliding in for the victory?
Who?
Dirty Dahn, baby. Dom's going over. Dom's going over. I like him to win.
Hulkster, do you agree with Reza Ramon?
No, I don't. It's going to be a pretty quick one, dude. I'm going to go with Braun Breaker. All the other guys, I'm not huge fans of their work in ring. So I'm going to go with Braun Breaker. Let's just leave it at that. We don't need to.
Penta is obviously luchador from.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that, dude. I thought he was from San Diego.
Finn Balor from Ireland, obviously.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
He's from Mexico, right, dude?
That was New Jersey.
San Diego, I think.
Yeah, San Diego.
Oh, okay.
California.
You know what? We don't need to don't get me started. I'm not a huge San Diego guy. Okay.
L.A., California.
Yeah, whole deal. Love Vegas, though. Love the Vegas, baby.
Love Vegas. Braun Breaker sawing them all down.
Yes, he is, dude.
Michael Cole, do you agree?
No.
What?
Because it's a fatal four-way, which means there's no champion's advantage.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not going to pick an actual winner, but I am going to pick a particular group. I think someone from the Judgment Day will become the Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah, getting to pick half the
50% chance, dude.
Pretty good. Okay.
Pick, dude.
Do you think they
Thanks, guys.
Do you think they remain on the same side through it all, or are they going to turn on each other in there?
I think they're going to remain on the same side because they've been planting these seeds for so long that there's this dissension. I think that Finn and Dom are going to realize, let's do what's best for the group and finally make this group powerful again.
All right, so the Judgment Day gets a win, says Michael Cole.
All right, brother.
Let's speak about people that used to be in the Judgment Day. One of the founding fathers of the Judgment Day, no longer. Now over on SmackDown doing his thing. Massive WrestleMania moment for Damian Priest, who's taking on the Scottish warrior, Drew McIntyre. Drew did do's and do nots for fans coming out to Vegas. I think a lot of wrestlers are very appreciative of that. He takes on a striking precision champ in Damian Priest.
And remember, it's a Sin City street fight.
Yeah.
No rules.
Changes a lot.
All bets are off, brother.
All sins. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, AJ Hawk, who wins?
If there's no rules, I'm going Drew McIntyre all night. He might chop somebody's head off. Maybe one of the fans, who knows? But give me Drew McIntyre all day long.
CM Punk?
Not one, not two, but three Claymore kicks.
That was a great accent.
Yeah, what accent was that?
Where's that from?
Sound like you went to Hogwarts.
That was Scottish. What are we talking about?
Of course.
They have Scots in
Drew
Hogwarts.
McIntyre.
You think there's going to be three
Claymore kicks.
to the head of Damian Priest?
Yeah.
Tree.
Darius Butler, who do you like?
I did love Drew laying out the do's and don'ts, but he pops a little too much to me. I'm going with Damian Priest.
Wow.
Yeah, give me Damian Priest.
Reza Ramon?
Yeah, I think McIntyre's a little bit of a powder as well. I think that was very well put, good analyzing by you. And I also think Damian Priest, he's got an axe to grind back against the wall. And if I do recall, Judgment Day is why Aaron Judge has his last name, and that is also why Damian Priest is a big Yankees fan. What? And because of how well Aaron Judge is doing, all rise. Aaron Judge kind of stole that from him. But with that being said, I like Priest to win.
Okay, Hulkster, do you agree?
Guess what, people? I have been a massive fan of the artist formerly known as Punishment Martinez for a long time, dude. I love Damian Priest. Absolutely love this guy. And we talk about Sin City Street Fight. Again, all the bitching and potting that Drew McIntyre's been doing. Guess what? You see someone on the street, you're doing that. What's going to happen, Cole?
What's going to happen?
Probably going to get your fucking teeth knocked out, okay? Because nobody cares. Especially not a guy like Damian Priest, brother. Give me Damian Priest. I love that guy, man. I love his machismo. I love his moxie. And yeah, it doesn't hurt that he's from the BX and he's thrown out multiple first pitches at Yankees games, dude.
This is strictly because he's a Yankees fan.
Again, I've ridden with Punishment Martinez through the mists of Avalon for a long time, brother.
Since he was in that hot tub.
He was. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Did that like 40 times. It was one of the sickest segments I've ever seen in WWE.
That was in NXT when he won the title.
It was. I'm talking WWE Universe, dude. The people at NXT hate my guts, so I'm still kind of a little bitter about that. But I love Damian Priest, dude. Give me him in the Sin City Street
Michael
Fight.
Cole.
Let's not forget the Priest is in Drew's head last year at WrestleMania.
Oh,
yeah.
Drew McIntyre won the world title, held it for just over 5 minutes before Damian Priest cashed in to win.
Mm-hmm.
Priest is still in McIntyre's head and will win at WrestleMania.
Drew McIntyre's going to be patting, is what the boys say. Damian Priest's going to get a win. Now it's for the main event of WrestleMania. A man finished his story 1 year ago, has been the champion ever since, has been an honorable champion for the WWE, obviously born for the moment. Cody Rhodes defends his title against the GOAT, a man who looks familiar but is acting vastly different. John Cena is trying to eclipse history in the history of the WWE. He would become a 17-time world champion, which would be the most of anybody in the history of the industry if he beat Cody Rhodes. AJ Hawk, does John Cena get the job done?
Pat, the GOAT stays the GOAT. John Cena all night long.
So, I don't give a shit what Cody Rhodes wants to talk about, okay?
Come on.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Cena.
John Cena, Darius J. Butler.
I'm going to keep it going. He shocked the world when he turned heel, but he hasn't told one lie yet in that ring, even when he made that kid feel like shit.
That little Devo?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. He had to say what he had to say. So, yeah, Cena, I hope he doesn't ruin the business. Maybe he does, but he breaks the record and going Cena all day.
Razor Ramon.
You know, Debo said John Cena hasn't told a lie. Maybe that's true, but he told a lie about being a Marine, and I don't stand with that.
He was an actor.
I don't stand with that one time.
He was in a movie.
Not now, not ever. Okay.
He killed Bin
American
Laden.
Nightmare is coming to Vegas, and he's taking care of business. And John Cena, you will be seen as a fraud and a faker.
Whoa!
By Cody Rhodes.
Whoa!
Sorry, brother. Your time is up. It ain't now. Cody Rhodes all day, American Nightmare.
First selection of Cody Rhodes here from the panel. Wow. Will Hulkster follow suit, or will Hulkster pick Mount Rushmore brethren, John Cena?
Could be. It's one of those things, Pat, where I really don't care who wins this one. When I break this down, when I look at it analytically, okay?
You're looking at things analytically?
I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, dudes? Are we not trying to figure out, what's going on? These are two guys who are never going to be as good as I was. Period. That's kind of just it's kind of just where I leave things. I'd like to see, Cena again, my brother. And also, The Marine's a great movie. Okay, not quite as good as The Nanny, a movie I starred in back in 1994. True. Or Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. Dave Dragon always hold a special place in my heart, brother. But yeah, give me Cena. I love Cena. He's that dude. And again, Cody, going out, doing the rounds, being the corporate guy. I don't fuck with that because the Hulkster's for the people. Whether or not the people respect him or like him, after he gave his entire goddamn life to the fucking business, but they don't care. But yeah, give me Cena, dude.
Cena sold out corporately.
Cena sold out.
Hulkster, to not just the corporations, but to the corporation, the red one. Oh.
Hey! Shut up, fat ass! I'm looking at you, pal! Yeah, you! Hey, boom! 22s, 24s, you can come get them anytime you want, brother.
All right, Michael Cole.
I'm so torn in this match because both these guys have meant so much to me in my career. Despite what John has done the last few weeks, I still think he's the greatest of all time. I would love to see him beat the record and have 17 world titles. I think he deserves it for everything he's given to the business, but I got to go with Cody. I think it's Cody's night.
Wow. Cody Crowder.
Hell yeah, Cole.
You're
such an ass kisser, dude.
You're the John Cena trained driver.
I believe in Cody. I think Cody's going to do it.
All right, and I believe that WrestleMania is going to be spectacular. We can't thank you all enough for hanging out with us as well.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We'll be here Monday, too, right?
We will be back here live Monday with all the fallout, and assume there's going to be massive guests from the weekend on Monday with us. So hopefully you'll come back and join us. And if you're at home watching, this weekend is a great weekend to escape life, to disappear into a world that is the greatest of all time if you just let it take you on a ride. There's going to be so many magical moments. There's going to be such a spectacle. There's going to be moments that'll live on forever this weekend. I'm incredibly lucky to be a part of the weekend. Michael Cole obviously has done 28 of these, so he is the GOAT. The boys and I, anytime we get invited to do something like this, we jump at the opportunity because we understand how big of an honor it is to get a chance to be a part of this magical spectacle that is going to dominate the weekend. So from all of us here at WWE World, to all of you watching at home, have a phenomenal WrestleMania weekend. And be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Cheers. Have a great Mania weekend, baby.